They're out here.
It took all of my self-control to not bring this up during the changeover.
What you got?
You've never used a porta potty in your life?
Never. And I've had to.
I can't believe that.
It is one of the most.
You're doing that for show.
Dude, I'm a deer hunter. I needed something, but I said, I'll wait. I just, no. Flies, the heat.
Not even,
and then it's still the other stuff. Oh, man.
Even number one?
No.
Come on.
No, I can't do it, Steiny. Well.
That
shocked you. I'm shocked that you're shocked.
You're the only person I've ever known.
The things I tell you.
So apparently you've never been in a bind where you just had to.
Well, I find locations and locale.
Yeah, that's called.
Not in there. And then I always had a phobia. What if I get trapped in here and I can't get out?
The lock's on the inside. Yeah, but so still, you can usually.
But in my mind, that's how it works.
Hey, by the way, I thought of a great question.
Uh-oh.
For 49ers
We'll decide
fans.
that. Yeah, let the listeners know.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yep.
Would you agree that we've seen a different Jimmy Garoppolo the last few weeks, demeanor-wise, off the field-wise?
That is an A+, no doubt.
Okay. What about Kyle Shanahan? Has Kyle Shanahan changed at all that we've noticed? Or is he the same coach he's been for coming up on 6 years? Has Kyle Shanahan changed at all? Or is he still the same coach he was when he got hired here and the exact same coach he was game one when he was starting Trey Lance and game three when he's starting Jimmy Garoppolo?
I'm honest with you and the listeners like I am every day we talk, Steiny. That beard is looking like Obama when he started office. It's getting grayer and grayer, and I feel like he's becoming less confident. He's less confident now because of how Jimmy is the captain of the ship. Now, they can write this thing together, but how can I come back and talk to you and make you feel like, sky's the limit when you know that I don't believe in you? And right now, I just feel like there's an offense that I'm watching games all day yesterday, and I'm just like, you got Kittle, you got Debo, you got Ayuk, and I know you don't think they're the fastest show on turf, the Rams, Steiny, but they are above average weaponry, in my opinion. I'm seeing teams and offense do more with less. Tonight's the night. Phil, you got to do something, Kyle. And I don't know if he's being less aggressive, but I think it's bothering him upstairs, and we're seeing it at the podium.
I don't think so.
What made you ask the question?
Because I don't think he has changed. And I wonder if he's really capable of changing a great deal. I mean, everything he's done in his coaching career after he got done with college has been rewarded. He's been rewarded at every step of the way throughout his coaching career, even to the point where he got an extension a few years back where we were saying, that might have been a little early.
Okay.
But no, I think Kyle Shanahan is the same coach he was. I think he's stubborn. I think he feels like I think he thinks he's getting the most out of this team, and that if they don't make the playoffs, then I don't think Kyle's going to look at himself, because Kyle's been told and Kyle believes he's a great play caller, great signal caller, creative. Everybody says it. So I don't get the sense that Kyle Shanahan's the kind of guy who is big on introspection.
Wow. You know what? That saddens me, and I'm sure if I'm a Niner fan, I wouldn't want that to be an attribute of my coach or just a person in general. I don't care where you're at. Steiny, that reeks of arrogance.
Yeah, I know. That's who Kyle is.
I don't like that, man.
But that's who Kyle is. That's who Kyle is. I think can't we agree? Can't we agree that the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers is pretty, he's a fan of Kyle Shanahan.
But you got no hardware, and you should have some, Steiny. So when you got
I don't know if he should have some. He didn't close the deal.
No doubt. Twice
well,
in
he
my
didn't
mind.
deserve it.
I got last year to check.
But you said he deserves. He doesn't deserve it. He didn't deserve a title, or he should have. You got to finish.
Yeah.
You got to close the deal.
Speaking of which, there's something you said last week, and you don't even know this, just stayed with me. Through 3 games, I put the Niner defense up against any other unit in the league, Steiny, and I mean that. But teams are scoring. The way the Niners games are going, I don't got to tell you, but I'll just help you out. They're giving up points at the end. And you told me basically, Goo, that can't constitute as a great D until you finish it off. Is there any of that tonight to where if we know that the defense is out there so damn much and they've just been flying around hitting that the offense, they're getting nothing from the offense? Can you give them a pass, or are you still looking at them like, nope, you gave it up in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left? You can't be in that great group yet. Like, what more can the defense do?
They can't be in the great group because it's 3 games. They've only played 3 games. Season 17 games. We got a long way to go. I don't know if they're a great defense. They look like they got the potential to be a great defense, but they got to be better down the stretch of games, and they got to turn teams over a little more.
And you know what? They need help from the offense. Keep them off the field, get some long, sustainable drives. But I just can't wait to see, and I hate to say this, like I'm telling you and the listeners that I know the defense is going to show up, but that's D'Amico Ryan's department. Kyle, what are you going to do tonight?
888-957-9570 is the number. Let's talk about tonight's game against the LA Rams. What do you expect to see tonight? And the first place I'm going to start is at quarterback for the 49ers. Do you think there's going to be any residual visuals, if you will, between Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo? You think this is a big deal between them? It's going to resurface over the course of the season? I don't know how I feel about that, to tell you the truth. My feeling is that while they don't have the greatest relationship, I don't think they had a great relationship last year, the year before either, that they just work together. That's essentially what I'm talking about. So, all right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Remember, we're live from the Santa Clara Hilton. It's brought to you by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon and Harris Ranch beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. We got Lorenzo Neal coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll take your calls on the other side. 888-957-9570. 49ers going to win tonight? You tell me on 95.7 The Game.
It's a monster Monday night matchup.
Shut up, all of you. Just beat the Rams.
We're live from the Hilton Santa Clara for Monday Night Football.
Quarterback sneak. Jimmy Garoppolo puts it away for San Francisco.
On the Bay Area's sports station, 95.7 The Game.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security. Together for just $69.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or find out how to get up to a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New 50 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Requires enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability wins in 1H 2022. Results may vary, not an endorsement.
California, you deserve more. And with United Healthcare, you'll get more. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. So call United Healthcare today. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan, you get more from your Medicare dollar, now including better than ever dental, vision, over-the-counter, and prescription drug coverage. Call United Healthcare at 1-888-CALL-UHC today and speak with a licensed sales agent. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No. Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. AutoZone.
If you're a professional builder or designer, here's some good news from Golden State Lumber. Their relationships with Capital Lumber, Cal Cascade, Humboldt Sawmill, and others have led to an increase in lumber inventory. Golden State strives to deliver most materials the next day, if not the same day. Be sure to download the Golden State app, which provides access to hundreds of resources. Find it at goldenstatelumber.com. For 3 generations, Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy!
Holy mackerel!
Now, back to Steiny and Guru, live from the Hilton Santa Clara on 95.7 The Game.
All righty. Welcome to Santa Clara. We're at the Santa Clara Hilton, at the Hilton Tailgate, which starts at 2:15 today, 3 hours before kickoff of every home game. And going to be a lot of fun today, Goo. All ages welcome. There's no cover charge. You got beer, mixed cocktails, delicious food, music from local DJs. And again, it's free for everyone to come on down to the Hilton Santa Clara, and right adjacent to Levi Stadium.
And we're looking at the beautiful scenery, and it's people here. They've taken off work.
They're starting to come.
Men, women, and kids. Let's go. Look at our guy over here. You ready?
What's your name? Ramondo in the house already. Yeah. And it's going to start filling up. So if you're going to the game tonight, pop by, say hello, and give us a little love here at the Hilton Santa Clara. This game starts at 5:15 tonight. Obviously, Monday Night Football. And you were talking before the show about pressure tonight. And you really feel like Kyle Shanahan's got some pressure on him tonight.
And
Please explain.
Okay, Steiny, it's not math pressure because I know people, the season is not over. But because the way that this season has started out as the world turns, that qualifies for a soap opera. And in any good soap opera, you have drama. And the Niners have a part of that. And right now, through 3 games, and you know what? You checked me, Steiny, like a hockey goalie. You checked me. You said, you know what, Goo, they're not a great defense. And you know what? It's 3 games in, but they're playing great to me through 3 games. But what about the offense? And the pressure is to send a message to the rest of the NFL. You know what? I got my unit intact. The offense can put up points. And in a crazy way, I told you, hey, what if they lost 38-35 and the offense looked like what it was? Yeah. That's what people want to see.
No, they don't.
But right now, they don't want to see an L, 38-35. Niners, but my point, they want to see, I'm going Martin Lawrence. They want to see life from the offense. And right now, through 3 games, they haven't seen that.
Is that one of his movies?
Yeah. Oh, my God. What am I going to do
There's
with
a movie
you?
called Life?
Yes. It's Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
Life is the name of the movie?
Life. Oh, Life. I think it's Life Jennings, yeah. But I can't yeah. No, he sings the song, Life. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I don't think there's a...
You lose the street cred a little bit. There's a movie called Life. I've watched
Life, the official trailer.
No, Steiny.
Looks like it's a Nicolas Cage
Put
movie.
Martin Lawrence, Life. Come on.
Anyway, 888-957.
Some of his greatest work.
9570 is the number. What's the one thing the 49ers have to do tonight? It's we're 3 games into the season. They're 1-2. It hasn't started like we've liked, or certainly like 49er fans would have liked. What's been the most disappointing thing that you'd like to see turned around tonight? That's the question I have. 888-957-9570. Comcast Business Text Line also open. But if you just look at this small sample size, George Kittle, he's missed 2 out of 3 games, and the game he played, he wasn't a factor. Deebo Samuel had a pretty good first game. He's been okay. Brandon Ayuk, he's been disappointing. Obviously, the running game's been just so-so. The quarterback situation's been kind of a bummer. The offensive line has been below average. So, Guru, what do you want to see tonight?
I want to see...
you want to see points.
No, it's not just points. I want to see better play from Jimmy Garoppolo. And what concerns me, Matt, is that he stepped to the podium and said he wasn't in game shape. I appreciate the honesty. I'm not even mad that you're not in shape. I just assumed... this was like a video game. The fact that we were out there, we went to practice and the OTAs. We didn't see Jimmy. They had him somewhere behind the barn or what have you, thinking, you know what? He's not a part of what we're getting ready to do. So I know you're not Ron Jaworski, but my fear is, okay, so it's a live game on Monday Night Football against your division rival, the defending Super Bowl champs. And yet, I'm not going to be able to watch Jimmy drop back and make a throw, Steiny, and not remember what he said. I'm not ready yet. So hopefully he's ready, and I want to see a quarterback in command, because when I mentioned 19, 85, and 11, it all starts with 10 and the blocking up front. But that's what I want to see, Jimmy Garoppolo in command.
Just like he was when he started his 49er career. That's the one thing I remember about Jimmy Garoppolo. When he came in after he was traded, and he played the last 5 games of 17, and he essentially won every game. He looked like he was in command at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. It was a breath of fresh air. Those were the good days, I guess. But the question is, what's Jimmy Garoppolo going to be like tonight? What's he going to be like this year? The one thing that I will say is, if you really do think about it, he played in the NFC Championship game, then he didn't play, then he had surgery, then he didn't participate in training camp. I do think it's realistic to think Garoppolo's going to play better than last week on a consistent basis. We know he's going to have some games where he doesn't look great, but I think in general, he's going to play a lot better on balance than he did last week in his first start, essentially, of the season. And that's what I look for tonight. I look for Jimmy Garoppolo to be more stable than he was last Sunday.
Let me ask you this. Does that lead you? Because I didn't tell you this. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but that was one of the best prep sessions ever for my radio career with you. We were joined by the boss, Matt Nahagian and Ray Ratto. We were talking some good stuff today.
That was what is wrong with you?
Dude, we had some provocative conversation. I
didn't say a word.
It.
You guys were bothering me, in fact.
You had some great input that kept the cipher going, as I call it, but I guess it didn't hit you like it hit me.
No.
Anyway, when I bring up this word, I said the Niners need a win because of morale.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to you? Just about the way that the season has started? I know they're not out of it, even with an L, but Steiny, give me something about morale.
No, I won't.
Wow.
And here's why I won't.
Wow.
Here's why I won't.
All right.
I think it is so overblown when people think that a losing streak will make a team wilt, or a losing streak means that the team's not playing as hard as maybe they should be. Look at the Raiders yesterday. They're 0-3.
Oh.
And a lot of times, when I look at a team that's 0-3, I don't say, 0-3, they're going to pack it in. I say, no, they're 0-3, they're going to be desperate. And that, to me, is what the NFL's about. Teams that aren't good, they don't lay down. They tend to be desperate. And that's what I see, and that's what I think the 49ers, they got to try to play like that tonight. Because I'll tell you what, man, they go 1-3. They're in last place in their they're in last place then in the NFC West, and they'll have just multiple teams.
Seattle put up 40-some points, even though you just beat them, but you'll see them again where Jimmy doesn't play well up in Seattle if he's still under center.
Yeah. Hey, Alice at 97.3 is celebrating the return of Alice in Winterland, Friday, December 2nd at the SAP Center in San Jose, starring John Mayer, One Republic, and Matt Nathanson, plus more to be added. Tickets go on sale this Friday, October 7th at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. That's Alice in Winterland. Also, tonight, immediately after the 49ers-Rams Monday night game, get to 95.7 The Game for Overtime with Kyle Madsen and Evan Giddings.
Yeah.
They're taking your calls and breaking down all the action from tonight. 49ers 1-2, Rams 2-1. 49ers have won the last 6 regular season games, but they lost the biggie last year in the postseason. Does that matter? Does that matter?
And Niner fans going to be mad at me, but Steiny, it matters in the wrong way. I feel like the Rams winning that game in the fashion that they did to go on and get their first Super Bowl under McVay, and their second trip to the Super Bowl under the same coach. I think mentally they come in here with more, not just because of the record. They obviously got a better record than the Niners. They got more of, you know what? If we drop this one, we're still okay. And I feel like that means something. I could be wrong. You just laid it out earlier like you don't believe in that. But I just think the Niners got bigger issues and fish to fry than those 6 games that we beat this team and yet tripped up and wet the bed and lost in the NFC Championship game. I think the mental edge goes to the Rams.
888-957-9570 is the number. Monday Night Football down here in Santa Clara. Guru and I at the Hilton Santa Clara. We'll be here all day. We'll be here till 3 o'clock. Then we turn it over to Damon and Ratto. They're going to take you right up to kickoff. And then after the game, don't forget Overtime with Kyle Madsen and Evan Giddings. So we got your 49er coverage locked in today on 95.7 The Game. And again, we're at the Hilton Tailgate here in Santa Clara. If you're looking for something to do before the game, come on down. It's free to get in. There's no cover. There's beer. There's mixed cocktails. All ages welcome. And there's going to be music. There's going to be food. So a lot of fun before the 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams. And dare I say, because I think people have forgotten this, and this is the one thing, Goo, that I just... It's what I keep coming back to that I don't think anybody is talking enough about. These are the defending Super Bowl champions. The LA Rams are the defending Super Bowl champions, and yet it sure feels like, probably because it's true, the Niners are favored here tonight, and I just can't figure out why. I get that they're playing at Levi Stadium, but the 49ers to me this year have not... The fact that they're a favorite tonight, to me, surprising. I would have thought this maybe would be a pick-em game, something like that.
You know what, Steiny? Back in high school, I wasn't too nice with the ladies, but the Niners are like I was then, desperate. You know, I was kind of desperate, and I think that's why the Niners are favored, because what I just stated earlier. I feel like in a crazy way, I know it's 3 games in, they're 1-2. I still haven't mentally got over the loss to Chicago, because I thought what the Niners are, I thought the words Kyle Shanahan, you won't lose to what I thought was then the lowly Bears, and guess what you did? And then you couldn't stay at prosperity last weekend on national TV and lost to Denver. So I just feel like they'll come out like hungry dogs tonight, and that may not mean a damn thing. And when I see you tomorrow in studio, we could be talking about a 1-3 Niner team. I don't think that'll happen, and I just think Matt Stafford, who I believe has 4 interceptions on this young season, will throw you a couple, and maybe, Steiny, it's a pick 6. And maybe that's the way that the Niners get in the end zone and get help from their defense. But I will say this. They have went on the Rams and won the Super Bowl. They were my pick to get back and win it this year. And I just feel like they are getting disrespected. And I think about McVay and I think about Shanahan. And, you know, these are 2 young, great minds, regardless of how they got there. But last time I checked, McVay's validated his I'm a genius ticket. He got to a Super Bowl. He won 1 and got to 2 and was in it, the one he lost at halftime. My point, Steiny, is both of these organizations needed a quarterback, and it looks like the Rams said, to hell with the draft. We're going, and we identify Matt Stafford as the missing piece. See you later, Jared Goff. Shout out Marin Catholic. They got their Super Bowl. Kyle got his guy, Trey Lance. We questioned how he was being used. I know you and I did. He's hurt, and now he's got Garoppolo. I don't know if he can get Garoppolo back to that stage. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but it just feels like, Steiny, this relationship between those two is tainted.
Tainted I can live with. Broken, then I think everybody's going to feel it. The other thing is, and tell me what you think of this. I mean, when you talk about a guy like Tom Brady or a guy like, let's say, Justin Herbert, who throw the ball a lot.
He was throwing yesterday.
Doesn't that mean that the relationship between Garoppolo and Shanahan, do you think it's less important than the relationships that big throwers have with their coaches, simply because those coaches are asking their quarterbacks to do more? He's not really asking Jimmy to do a lot. Jimmy knows that.
And resentment starts in, though, Steiny, because Jimmy said it. He's in it. You called it frisky in the changeover. I think he resents that. But when we look at Jimmy Garoppolo, and maybe I'm selling him short, you tell me what you think. Kyle's a big reason. Like one of his biggest things he's done as a Niner head coach is get to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. And maybe that might sound like a diss. I don't know. But now that you're telling me the trust may not be there, let's just say from Jimmy to Kyle, how can you get to those great heights? If that's tainted, if Jimmy's
what I don't understand is
I'm not in it, but he can never verbally say it, and he won't go throw an interception to throw an interception. I'm just wondering now, are they asking Jimmy to do something that no man has done, to where the coach has told you you're not good enough, but I need you now because the guy that I traded you in for got hurt. I don't know if they can make that happen.
One thing that I'm curious about is why when we talk about Jimmy Garoppolo and we talk about Kyle Shanahan, why does all of the blame come down on Jimmy Garoppolo? And Jimmy's not good enough, and Jimmy doesn't see the field, and Jimmy's limited, and we're winning in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo. Doesn't some of that fall on Kyle Shanahan? Has Kyle Shanahan made Jimmy Garoppolo a better quarterback than he was at the beginning of his 49er tenure? I think the answer might be no. Jimmy Garoppolo came to this team and he won his first 5 games and he looked pretty darn good. In 18, he got hurt. 19, he takes him to the Super Bowl. So why isn't Garoppolo either more thought of, or why isn't he better this year than he was 3 or 4 years ago. That's on Shanahan.
And you know what?
To me.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
I know we can't criticize him, right?
No, stop it. And I have. That's been a theme. I don't want an award for it. Like, what did I say? The Honey Badger said on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl in 19 that the Niners threw the ball when they should have been running. And I'm just wondering if Jimmy was thinking that same thing and couldn't do a damn thing about it, or was just playing a good soldier. So I'm with you. Maybe he does. We've seen it, and now we're starting to see it, Steiny, with some of the play calling. Sometimes when you get these labels, I've never happened to me. Oh, you're a genius, or you do something well. You get too cute. You want to appease everything and everybody when you need to just be a one-trick pony. And when the Niners had the running game going, maybe he would call pass plays just to show you everything in the book when you should have just stayed with the run game. So that's not on Jimmy. And if Jimmy can't audible Steiny, or he's not out there like Peyton Manning, then he's limited to a degree. So when, the 10-point lead evaporated last year in the NFC Championship game, I thought that was on Kyle. I didn't think Jimmy had his worst game. But the last drive, when the Rams were just pinning their ears back, coming after him, people, oh, look at Jimmy, he's scared, yada, yada, yada. So that's when the optics look bad, and Jimmy takes a lot of blame for it.
888-957-9570. Daryl the Guru Johnson, Matt Steinmetz with you at the Hilton Santa Clara. Come on down. We're doing the show live. We'll be here till 3, and then we're going to turn it over to Ratto and Damon Bruce. They'll be here, and they will take you all the way to kickoff.
Let's go.
Here's a little piece of news. This ought to bother you. Steph Curry will be a guest on tonight's Manning Cast. Yeah, I dare you not to watch it now.
Now I'm tuned in. The guy can do no wrong, Steiny, but I'll be tuned in tonight.
Steph Curry on with the Manning brothers. Even though Guru doesn't like that they have to share the spotlight. The Monday Night Crew has to share the spotlight with the Manning brothers.
No, it's just for Aikman and Buck. They're so damn good. Like, if you want comedy, go to give me a club. The Punchline. Yeah, my guy Tommy in Pleasanton, Tommy T's. I don't want comedy mixed with my sports. And that's what they're trying to do. You got the commercials.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think a lot of people agree with me. Oh, you're in on the Manning Cast?
I don't think there's anybody who agrees with you.
Oh, dude, Twitch and Steiny. So you're not watching the game. You're tickling your funny bone. You want to laugh. I don't want to laugh.
Who knows more about football, the Manning brothers or Joe Buck?
Okay, I got you. Where you going? But who can broadcast it better?
I think the Manning brothers. I think I learned more from the Manning brothers.
Oh, wow. Yep.
You know.
Look at my boy. Yeah, looking like looking like something out of Casino. Yeah, Sam Rothstein.
See, you can't. We're on radio. Okay, so nobody knows what just happened. They just know you said, "Look at my guy. Looks like Casino." Imagine you're in Berkeley and you're tuning in and we're talking football and you go, hey, it looks like Casino. Like, don't you get it? They're going to be like, what is he talking about?
And that's why
you have to set it up.
I'm going to take that. And you are right, because I did omit that Dan Dibley walked by in some just stunner shades, but I knew you would have my back and pick me
I'm getting
up
sick of
when
it.
I slipped.
I'm getting sick of it.
When do you ever do it? We've been remoting for years.
No, but you a lot of times you'll refer to something off air, and I got to go back and clean it up.
Yeah,
like a spill on aisle 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
I'll give you that one. That was on me. Dan Dibley walked by people. Yeah,
and he was.
I said he had.
And he had a pair of sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Inside,
yeah,
that's a nice.
Now that didn't even. I didn't even mark. That didn't even.
They didn't look like sunglasses, actually.
Did they look like stunner shades? You know,
I don't know what those are. No.
See,
I don't know what those are.
That's what the kids wear, Steiny. They're stylish. E40, everybody else stunner shades.
E40's older than me. You said young kids,
right. But 40 is hip, like a hippopotamus, man. You get that? Hip and hip. Okay, I'll leave that there.
I think there's still some residual disappointment from me from last week with you. That might be.
And we still haven't putting it to bed.
What do you got here? No Trent.
Don't see. Yeah.
Guru does not like. Here's the funny thing. Everybody can make. See, this is how you set it up. I don't just talk.
Right.
So everybody makes fun of my notebook and my different colors because I get organized and Everybody makes fun of me. You won't even let anybody look at your notes. Like that is...
Because they're my thoughts.
I have no sources.
Well, most of them aren't, probably. They're probably somebody else's thoughts.
Please.
But the bottom line, Goo, is it's a little selfish. You apparently think your stuff is so important that you won't let anybody look at it.
Now I'm gonna put the rat on the table.
All I saw was no Mitchell, but Trent Williams.
You don't even know this. In the green room, people, that's where we prep for the show. I'll go use the bathroom, and I'll be it's something about it, and my notepad I'll take it with me. I'll fold it up so
Why don't you
can't
just close the
review.
notebook.
Well, I got
Let's
it on
just
paper.
do this.
Yeah. No, I don't have the notebook. I do mine separately on 8.5 by 11. But it starts with the lucky break back in 2012. I had what you have, a notepad full of my notes trying to win a contest and get on air, left it alone, and Dan Diddley took a picture and tweeted it out. Now, I could have wrote anything. I'm nervous. I don't think I'm worthy. All kind of just insecure stuff, and it could have ruined me. And so I just guard everything I write now when I'm in the station. Like, why would he do that?
It's important.
It is important.
Come on.
Dude, what if I would have wrote...
Written,
thank you. What if I would have written, I'm that could have just, all confidence gone. So that's why I just guard everything I write.
All right.
Yeah.
But you share it at some point, right? Is there anything on your list right now that we haven't talked about in the first hour?
Yes. And the thing is just
we got
bullet points.
Next.
Yeah. They're bullet points to make me not forget, because you're long-winded and you're good. But you can go long and then I'll forget what I was gonna say. That's material.
Give me some of your bullet points.
We'll get it one after Low. That'll be a tease that won't be paid off until after the great Low Neal.
All right. We got Low Neal on the other side, everybody. Low Neal. He is one of the greatest fullbacks of all time. Hey, get at the heart of the NFL with the In the Huddle podcast. Former offensive lineman Brian Baldinger and NFL insider Jason La Canfora. They team up with the man who pulls no punches, Carl Dukes. New episodes are out every Tuesday and Thursday. Follow In the Huddle on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. We got Lorenzo Neal on the other side. Is he going to be coming down here tonight? Probably is.
Yeah, him and Larry doing the pregame.
All right, so we're going to get with Low Neal right after this on 95.7 The Game.
It's prime time. The Niners.
Touchdown 49ers.
We're fired up with the faithful. Hell yeah! Live from the Hilton Santa Clara.
This feels like their stiffest test in terms of offensive weaponry that they've faced yet.
This is the Bay Area's sports station.
My bad.
95.7 The Game.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years? Like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models. Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstar batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Fall Savings Event.
Hey, I'm checking off my fall to-do list. I've got apple picking done. Now I need a cozy rug for cider tasting night.
Well, we've got offers on rugs, lighting, and more. And as an IKEA family member, you'll save $20 when you spend $200 or more pre-tax.
Great. Now I actually have to make cider.
Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/fall savings event to get ready and save. Offer valid 10/7 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/fall savings event for complete terms and restrictions.
Dr. Trudy Fleer here with the 5G Home Recovery Podcast. Let's discuss a very real existential threat to internet speed. It's a big one. Ready? T-Mobile Home Internet. It lags. Ugh. Now, what is lag? Lag is a delay in data being transmitted across the internet. For example, you're hitting that hot drop, the parachute cuts out, you've got an unsuspecting bot in your sights, and lag! You were actually eliminated 10 seconds ago. Nobody deserves that. So stop letting T-Mobile home internet ruin everything and switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/T-MoFax.
Get an amazing value on Xfinity Internet with unlimited data included. Switch for $55 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract required and no equipment fees for 24 months. Go to xfinity.com/TMoFax, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 10/17/22. Restrictions apply. New fast internet and xFi Complete customers only. xFi Gateway required. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
When back to the office means back in traffic,
We unfortunately have a really bad situation going on in Hayward.
you can rely on your Northern California Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
Traffic is still jammed from Whipple, but I can see it starting to improve now that you have...
From your traffic leader, KCBS.
Traveling, volunteering, spending time with family. What's your retirement look like? With income planning from Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can help you grow and protect your wealth. They'll look at your full financial picture and help you create a flexible strategy that considers things like market conditions and healthcare expenses, so you can stop worrying about the future and enjoy whatever comes next. Visit fidelity.com/income planning. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Get what you want and pay over time when you use your Lowe's Advantage Card. Now through October 26, 2022. Ask for 0% APR with 36 fixed monthly payments on a product installation or appliance purchase of $1,000 or more. Shop for the appliances you want in-store or online. Or go to the store nearest you for installation. Now at Lowe's. Offer subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store Lowe's.com for details. U.S. only.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Hi, I'm Aaron, owner of California Deluxe Windows. Ever notice? When your neighbors get new windows, there is a large black eye of broken stucco, uneven plaster, and even mismatched paint. At California Deluxe Windows, we never leave a ring around the window. Why? Because we are one of the only companies in California who custom crafts every window and door to your home's exact measurements. Almost everyone else on the radio is a distributor. They grab a window from a warehouse, break open your walls, shove it in, and patch things up. At California Deluxe Windows, we take pride in our work. Our installation technique is so precise, we do not break your stucco. Your house could be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one.
Call now, and for a limited time, you get 30% off your entire order and 24 months of interest-free financing. 800-874-3600. 800-874-3600. That's 800-874-3600. California Deluxe Windows. Windows engineered for life.
Certain terms and conditions apply. CSLB number 774518.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMC FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Guru, first of all, I love your energy. Steinmetz,
Now, back to Steiny and Guru, live from the Hilton Santa Clara on 95.7 The Game.
All righty, you heard the man. We are live from the Hilton Santa Clara, and our coverage today is brought to you by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon and Harris Ranch beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. Let's get right to it. Our main man. I'm going to say it today because I'm feeling good. This is the greatest fullback that's ever played the game. Yep, Lorenzo Neal. What's up, Lorenzo? How you doing, buddy?
Wow, Steiny, I love you today. I cannot believe you gave me the. You just gave me the goat.
Yeah.
Goat? Wow, I'm speechless, but I'll tell you what I did do last weekend, guys, this past weekend. Harris Ranch provided me a tomahawk steak.
Oh.
That was absolutely amazing. One word to describe it, legendary. This tomahawk guru just melted in my mouth. I put it on the grill about 225 degrees, and I let it sit on there for 30 to 40 minutes, right?
Yep.
And then after I did, I put my thermometer inside, and I got about 110, and then I took it off my smoker and put it on the grill and let it just sear the juices in. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, Guru, special. Yeah, love you guys. Yeah, I know how to throw down on the grill. But I'm going to tell you right now, tonight's going to be a throwdown, and it's going to be some meat up laying on the field because it's going to be a slobber knocker. This is going to be a headbanger. I'm telling you guys, this is a physical game. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be, I think the most points going to be scored is 24 to 16. I'm telling you guys, that is going to be a low-scoring physical game, and it's going to be a good one.
Lo, before we get into football, I got special Steiny today. So the listeners already know he hasn't seen the movie Friday. So I bring up Martin Lawrence, and I go like this, you going to eat that cornbread? Do you know what movie that's from? What movie is that from, Lo?
Life, baby.
Yes, and Steiny hasn't seen it.
Oh, Steiner Burger. You got to see Life. You want your cornbread?
There you go.
Guru, the boom boom room. The boom boom room.
Don't ruin it for him, Lo. I think he's going to go to the lab and see it. Hey, Lo, on my list, I got a bunch of things about this game, but you played. You know what goes on in the locker room. I told Steiny and the people, this game's about morale. I know if they lose, it's not over, but everything that's going on and just even before week one, morale, they need to win this tonight. Does that mean anything or resonate with you?
No, 1,000% it resonates with me, Guru. Let me tell you right now, this is the game that, that you got to look at Jimmy, you got to look at freaking the head coach, and you got to say, put your differences aside. This is where coach goes in and says, Jimmy, let me talk to you. You see this media, what everyone's trying to pull you and the eye apart, saying, oh, my play sucked or this, that, and the other. Oh, and you go ask him, you got to play free. You walked in the game and got to play free. Jimmy, enough's enough. Tell me, young man, what do you want? If I'm the head coach, Guru and Steiny, I'm telling you, this week, Cal goes in, Jimmy, here's the plays. What plays do you like? Tell me what you like. I'm going to give me your list of third down plays. Give me your list of 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. What do you like on 3rd and 7 or more? Tell me the plays. I'm going to look at the defense, and I'm going to dial up the plays that you want. But I just need to know because I know the coverages, and I know what plays can beat these coverages. But give me your list of plays that you like against these particular coverages, and we got to forget the rest. This is everybody has to be on this ship. Jimmy, you get to finish your book. All the different things that was going around and all this Jimmy getting traded, everyone wants Jimmy out, all this stuff. Jimmy, guess what? It's you and I right now. I'm the head coach. You're my quarterback. You're the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. We are depending on you. Forget the outside noise trying to divide and get us to argue and fight amongst each other. Jimmy, what are we going to do? Because this falls on you and me because you're the guy who's leading the team. You're the quarterback. How are we going to drive this ship? How are we going to put our differences aside and say it's about win? That's what this is about. This is about winning a football game.
Lo Neal joining us on 95.7 The Game. Of course, Monday Night Football tonight from Levi Stadium. The San Francisco 49ers against the L.A. Rams. Let me ask you this, Lo. Everybody worries about how a team's feeling if they're, struggling 0-3, let's say. What's the difference between a team that's desperate and a team maybe that's, I don't want to say packed it in, but starting to get resigned about their season? For example, let me just throw an example at you. Last year when the 49ers were 3-5, they're right on the verge of their season coming apart. How did we know they were going to be a desperate team rather than, you know what, it doesn't look like it's our year?
Yeah, I think this is exactly what you're saying, Steiny. Team that you're on the verge. People are saying, "Is this our season? What do we have to do?" I agree with you. This is a team right now. I don't think it's volatile. I think that you're the San Francisco 49ers. You are a Super Bowl. You have a Super Bowl defense. You are Super Bowl ready on defense. You're not Super Bowl ready on offense. I think you guys. So it's about right now that this team come together and say, but how do we do? Because we never necessarily been a high-power offense, but we've done it by strength and numbers. And that's, I think, the whole message, the whole camaraderie has to be today, for here on out, is we have to do this together. We're not good enough collectively to do it necessarily on offense, but we got to win as a team. And that's special teams, offense, defense, coaches. Everyone has to be on board in order for this team to have success.
Let me ask you this, Lo. What's the plan of attack tonight? Because the Rams come in here, they obviously got a better record than the San Francisco 49ers. Last time you seen them, they erased a 10-point lead, broke your hearts, went on to win the Super Bowl, but they're without their starting guard. I know it's the NFL and injuries, but if you're Kyle Shanahan, what's your plan of attack tonight?
Well, it's simple for me, Guru. It's like, can we establish the run game? We got to find some way to establish the run game, but we got to hit the quick hitters. We got to be quick. Look for this team to have some down blocks, quick track plays, trap plays. Let the guy seem like a peer that he's beating, and then the guards coming across and pulling and trap. Look for some type of trap, some misdirection. You got to hit this thing. And also, guys, you got to get the ball out of Jimmy G's hand quick, because offensive line right now, I know it's just, no pun intended. We always say games are won and lost in the trenches. No question, no doubtedly, unmutable. This game will be won and lost in the trenches. And I look at the Niners and you say, this offensive line, we already know defense is unbelievable, but can this offensive line provide enough protection for Jimmy G? Guys, you know Jimmy's not that mobile. You know Jimmy can't get out of harm's way. You're going to have to block for him, but if you can't hold up, it's going to be a long night. That's why it's imperative. The game plan, Guru, getting back to it, get the ball out of Jimmy G's hand quick. Win on first and second down. Get the quick out. Get the ball out of his hand. Win. Keep moving to six. Don't be in third or long. Be in third or manageable. 3rd and 3 or less, because now you can still run or pass on third down. It's going to be very, very imperative, because if I'm the Rams, I'm saying, look, we're going to play a lot of two-man. We're going to make sure we're going to keep the middle of the field not open, because I know Jimmy. Jimmy wants to throw the ball in front of him. When have you guys seen Jimmy throw that 5 route where that's a 15-yard and the receiver comes back down here? When have you seen him throw all the 3 routes, the outside route? Jimmy does not throw the ball out well to the boundaries. You saw even in the end zone when he stepped out of the end zone, that ball was out in the boundary, intercepted. It's close. He doesn't have the mechanics right now. To me, in my opinion, he's not a great forward that throws the ball outside on the perimeters. And so I think the Rams' plan is to say, we know where he wants to go. It's the middle of the field. That's where Jimmy is more effective at, is throwing the ball in the middle where he can see everything. The Rams are going to try to stop that tonight. So it's going to be a battle of wills and battle of attrition. And like you guys talked about, this is about camaraderie, and this is about team, and this is about individuals coming together and say, let's change the narrative about us, but let's be who we know we are, and that's the San Francisco 49ers that takes pride in our running game, and we kick your butt on defense. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if this team is going to win tonight, defense is going to have to win the ball game.
Lorenzo Neal joining us on 95.7 The Game. You can hear him every Monday at 1 o'clock with us, and you can also hear him on Mondays with Sean Salisbury, the Football Hour. That's at 6 o'clock, but that will be tomorrow instead because of tonight's Monday night game. All right, Lo, I mess around with you about Kyle Juszczyk, and most of the stuff I say is just to mess around. But
Of course.
I do wonder this. Okay, we got George Kittle, who's a tight end and a great blocker. We've got Juszczyk, who's a fullback. Not every team uses a fullback, but they use him because he's a great blocker. Does Kyle Shanahan need to use those guys just a little more, though, to kind of make them a little more of a threat than they are? Because Kittle only gets 3 catches. Juszczyk gets a catch a game. Should they diversify it a little more using those 2 guys specifically?
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you right now, Steiny, this is my game plan. And you guys might think I'm crazy. I believe between Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, they should have between 30 to 40 targets. That's either running the ball, that's catching the ball. You have 3. Here's what you guys have to. You have 3 guys that are game changers. 2 of them, they're prolific Pro Bowlers. We know what Debo can do. We know what friggin' Kittle can do. Ayuk starting to come in his own. Look at his. You have 3 guys, Guru, that can absolutely light it up. Tell me why in the hell wouldn't you try to target those guys 30 to 40 times this particular game, because they are your big play guys. I know the running game, and I get that. And guess what? 20 rushes for the rest. But if I'm going, those are the three guys. Those are the three guys that's going to get the predominant, the most targets, the most touches. I need my playmakers touching the ball. Who on this team, guys, besides those three guys I just named, who has big? Who's the guy? Who can get you the big explosive play besides those three guys? You better target those guys 30 to 40 times a night. That's the game plan. That's what it should be. And Cal Shanahan, we're going to see tonight how much he really believes in these guys, because I'm losing. I don't care if it's incomplete. I don't care if it's fun. I am getting those three guys the football often and often.
Lo, that is incredible, man, and it's kind of maddening. And if you look at this Niner team since Kyle's taken over, Robert Saleh, he took care of the defense. That was his job. What did he do? Got himself a head coaching job. I don't know what D'Amico Ryan's future is, but if his unit keeps playing like they are, I know it's 3 games, he may be on the sideline controlling the team. Kyle, how can he not look at the weaponry and get what you're asking to be done? Why haven't we saw that already? Is it the quarterback?
Well, I think that you got to realize now, Guru, drastic times calls for drastic measures. I think those 3 particular guys are guys that you got to find a way to get the ball. And here, that's not usually what you do in traditional football. But if you don't have the running game and you don't have the offensive line to do the things that you need to do, you got to say, then we got to light it up. We got to find a way when bubble screens, reverses, counters, do whatever we can do to let these 3 gentlemen touch the ball, and we got to find a way to get it to them often, and we got to get it to them early. You can't wait. Those 3 guys control your game. Those 3 guys, they're not thermometers. See, a thermometer measures temperature. A thermostat regulates. They are regulators. They are thermostats. They can bring, if Debo busts, the crowd goes crazy. When Kittle does it, he regulates temperature. Ayuk, they regulate them. These other guys, they're just even kill on your offense. You don't have big play potential, but they're just going to be steady, Eddie, and that's the biggest thing. You got to protect the quarterback tonight. You've got to find a way to keep him upright. You've got to find a way to stay ahead of the sticks. You've got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands quick. And then every now and then, you're going to ask those guys up front that they got to hold up for 7 steps, and he's going to have to let it go, and he's got to turn it loose. But you got to hit them quick, often, and hurry to wear those guys out. Because if you try to hold 1,001, 1,002, 3, 4, the line, I'm sorry, in my opinion, they won't hold up, Steiny. They can't hold up. They won't hold up. And individually, they will take turns. One might hold up this play. Next play, he doesn't. So you have guys on that offensive line, in my opinion, they cannot hold up consistently. If that's the case, you got to get the ball out of his hand quick and often.
Lorenzo Neal joining us on 95.7 The Game on the eve of a Monday Night Football game between the Niners and the Rams right here at Levi Stadium. Darryl the Guru Johnson, Matt Steinmetz with you. We're at the Hilton Santa Clara. All right, if you're Kyle Shanahan, Lorenzo, and you know you're going into tonight's game without Trent Williams, are you worried about how that's going to affect the running game or the passing game?
I'm worried. I'm worried for both, because here's what I'm doing. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, guys. I'm putting Kittle to the opposite side, where your other tackle, who's a first round pick, and you say, okay, you got to hold up a little bit better. So I'm putting Kittle on his side, and I'm going 12 personnel. I'm going 2 tight. I'm gonna take the guys. I don't like to say that, but I'm taking my fullback off the field at times, and I'm going 2 tights where I can have 12 personnel, so I can stretch the defense, and also I can have a double team on helping out the tackle. So I would go with look for this team tonight. Don't be surprised if you see some 12 personnel with 2 tight ends in the game to try to help with the blocking and try to help slow down that pass rush.
You know what, Lo? You said something interesting when you got on here. You talked about, basically, to me, this is how my ears received it. Like, the state of the Niners is soap opera-ish. It's drama. And I'm wondering, if you see that and the fans see that, we're not making it up. I mean, how big of a deal is that in the locker room? Is that talked about? Do they ignore it? Or is that a rallying cry for these guys tonight? Like, you know what? To hell with the noise. And what did Tupac say? It's us against the world. Are we going to see that from the Niners?
You have to, Guru. You're exactly what you said. You've heard the rift between Shannon and your quarterback Jimmy. That you hear speculations. You're not for sure, but Jimmy just getting going. He said he wants to play easier. Shanahan says you got to go ask him. I don't know. This is laughable. Did he read the lips? The lip reader said supposedly he said these plays sucks, man. So all this stuff is going on, outside stuff. But this is human. This is the human nature. First, everyone wanted Jimmy. Oh, we didn't want Jimmy. We want Jimmy. And now all of a sudden you have this. And look how we as humans, we always want to conquer and divide and separate. That's just the demand. That's just the dynamics of fans and people. Look at, they want to separate. Look at Buffalo yesterday, losing by 20, all of a sudden making that comeback. Buffalo's supposed to be this big team. Look at all around the league that you have teams that are going through certain things. But this is about football, and it's about nutrition. It's about attrition, saying, how do we survive? How do we stay together? How do we not let the wind move us because the storm is out there? We just did windy. It's not even a storm because the season hasn't even started. We're only 4 games in. What the hell? Are we already falling apart? Come on, guys. That's the outside media trying to find a way to see if they can ravel us and make us just come apart, just like this country. We're divided. And that's how it works. And football teams, good football teams with good head coaches and good people and good guys in the locker room, like you alluded to, Guru, guys coming together. This is when they come together and say, look, we have to surround our circle with us. If you let the outside pull on us, we will become divided, and then we'll start to believe the drama and believe everything surrounds us. We're a good football team. We have a super. Let's be honest. This defense. If you put this defense in Buffalo, you put this defense in Baltimore. If the Niners defense was with Baltimore, if the Niners defense was with a lot of teams, the way that their offense is moving, you would say, "My God, that's a Super Bowl team." So you have one part of the puzzle figured out. You just got to get this offense going. So the team is in a good place. You got to get the offense. You got to get guys moving, and you got to find a way to keep the defense off the field. But you got to win on first and second down. Stay ahead of the sticks, Guru. But the biggest thing, they have to believe in one another, and they have to play with effort and energy and faster, and they have to want it more tonight in order for them to beat the Rams.
Lo Neal, join us on 95.7 The Game. I got one for you, Lo. You know, obviously, you've been out of the game for a little while, and when you're not playing, you probably see how passionate fans are and how week to week things change. And if the 49ers lose tonight, this is going to be a nightmare week. Everything's going to be going wrong. The season's in trouble. If they win, we're back. Let me ask you from when you were a player, okay, and you're going through these ups and downs. It's nothing like a fan, right? I mean, you can't go through it like a fan, right?
Hey, Steiny, that's a great question, without a doubt. I've been on some bad teams. I was with the Saints when they was called the Aints, and I could look on the defensive side of the ball when you have Sam Mills, Ricky Jackson, Von Johnson, and you saw your Pig Golf. You had Wayne Martin. You had that defense. You said, okay. And offensive, we know we had Willie Rowe. You had Whiskey Wade Wilson, Steve Walsh, some guys, and you're like, in a certain part of the season, you seen your defense, you see them every now and start to look a certain way, and you knew that because our offense couldn't score. We were playing against Atlanta, the Niners, when it was that particular conference in Atlanta, and our offense just wasn't good enough. And you knew that you weren't going to be able to win certain games, and you saw the wear and tear. Guys start to get injured on defense. But that's like 7, 8 games into it when you start to feel that thing unravel. In Cincinnati, guys, I knew we didn't have a chance. We won 2 games after week 6 or 7, and the way you go about losing, and then you see guys how they act, they've carried themselves, more into having fun, partying, doing those stuff, and you could just tell they're going through the motion. Seeing guys miss meetings, being late, coming to the practice hungover, not really being there, and you're like, okay, it's over. I know. So yes, the fans and the players have a different perspective on it. But when you're in that locker room and you're on those teams, you know who you and I've been on teams with the Saints, but I knew my guys were going to fight. In Cincinnati, it just wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? So the Niners are in a situation where you got guys they're going to fight. They're just built that way. They're going to fight on offense. They're going to fight on defense, and they're going to have to fight on special teams. because the Niners aren't good enough to be lacking in one area. They're good enough on defense, but that's why offense and special teams, they're going to have to make some plays. They're going to have to make some plays, and this is that battle cry. It was been like this for the last several years that the defense would carry the majority of the offense. We know that, but it worked. They just got to go out there and continue to compete. And if the more they score, the more they ahead in the games and keep it going that way, the more the defense can relax and the more the defense can play free. Last week, guys, wasn't a good outing. You give up a safety. You give up a fumble on the play. Your defense got worn out, held them to 10 points, but it was half the points came off of what not the defense allowed, but what the offense allowed. The offense can't fight a battle against their own defense. That's what has to happen, Steiny. So kind of answering your question, players and fans are totally different. It's a different vibe because you know who's in that locker room. You know how good your players are, and you know when you can handle, and you know when you can't.
Wow, Lo, great stuff. Listen, I need your help. I need some ammunition because Steiny said something to me last week after I was making a point through 3 games how stellar the Niners defense is, Lo. And in my lifetime, they're the 85 Bears, Warren Sapp's Bucks, and Ray Lewis's Ravens. And the theme early on is the Niners defense has been stout, running around, hitting, but when they do give up a score, it's kind of the score that wins the game for the other team. What ammunition can I use for people out there making that point when I say, you know what, through 3 games outside of maybe Philly, Dallas, and the Rams, the Niner D is up there, but yet they have that one attribute to where they're giving it up at the end. Walk us through that. How that shouldn't be a demerit to the Niners D.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is if you allow someone, the turtle and the hare, when the turtle, because the hare was taking breaks and doing this stuff, allowing people to stick around, end up losing the race. You can't expect your defense to go out and pitch a shutout. You can't expect your defense to go out and say they're not going to give up a play here and there or a touchdown. But that's when you have that, and that's what happens, and it makes it look like, oh man, what happened to the defense? All they had to do was make one more stop. You start to get tighter. You know that you have to carry the load, and sometimes you go out there, Steiny. You know how you go. When I go play golf, Steiny, I hate playing teams with you because I got to carry you. So now I let you shoot your ball, and it's over in the field, it's over in the water, it's over in the drink, and so, boom, we're playing a foursome, and then all of a sudden it's on you. Okay, you got to put a ball in play. And you become, and usually, if all of us hit a good ball, everyone hits a good ball. Everyone's easy because the first one hit a good ball, the second one, and then you're like, it's easy. But when you're the last and everyone's depending on you, sometimes it's Steiny, that ball may travel, curve, come out a little different because you're so focused on trying to be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, Lo, we'll enjoy the game tonight. Thanks, as always, for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week, man.
No worries, guys. You guys gonna be at the game tonight? Let's go get crazy, boys. Let's go.
Let's do it.
We're broadcasting from the Hilton right now. Lo, waiting on you.
Yeah, I got 90 minutes to go till the tailgate here.
Sounds good, Buzz. Well, I'll buy you guys a drink. Let's sit and put it on my tab. I got you.
All right. Nice. Thanks, Lo. Take care, buddy. That's Lorenzo Neal.
He means that. We went up to Napa one summer.
Okay.
And I was on his tab. Oh. Let's just say he had to rent me a room and just threw me in there and left me. I had to go home the next day. Messing with Lo. Yeah, he don't drink no more. But boy, drink it. Stein, you know that peer pressure. You never do that to me. Go
I don't believe in that.
Yeah, Lo did. That's how I was drinking. Anyway, but he took care of me.
Yeah, he made sure you didn't get in the car. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Matt Steinmetz along with Daryl the Guru Johnson will be here till 3 o'clock, and then we turn it over to Damon Bruce and Ray Ratto. 5:15. That's kickoff. L.A. Rams against the San Francisco 49ers. Let's start playing a little prediction game, because I got some feelings about tonight's game, and I'm going to go against the grain a little bit, and I'll tell you what I mean by that on the other side. On 95.7, The Game.
The 49ers play the Rams on Monday Night Football.
Garoppolo fires into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle.
And we're live from the Hilton Santa Clara from 9 till 6.
What's my word, Steiny? The cooking show with the goo. All the ingredients to get ugly Monday. but yet they could win, and I wouldn't be surprised driving them.
Feels great, baby.
It's a Monster Monday on 95.7 The Game.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, have unfiled returns, or are worried about an audit, the IRS is hiring 87,000 new agents to address these very issues. That means if you need to get your tax problems resolved, now is the time to get started. I'm tax attorney Robert Goldstein, and my firm specializes in helping individuals and small businesses resolve their tax problems. We work to stop IRS and state seizures. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare your past due returns, even if you have no records, and represent you before the IRS and state in an audit. At the law offices of Robert Goldstein, the consultation is always free, and we have offices located throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call 1-888-TAX-EXIT. That's 888-TAXEXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT. And make us your last stop.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you may be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to GetRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more. All for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Get a cash offer for your car, truck, or SUV today at your local Bay Area Chevy dealers. Selling has never been easier. Just bring it into a Bay Area Chevy dealer, get a free appraisal, and we'll make you a cash offer on the spot with no obligation to buy. We buy any make or model, paid off or not. Find your local Chevy dealer at BayAreaChevroletDealers.com.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, ready for the grill and your taste buds. When it came to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com to take their website to the next level. With a dramatic increase in competition and a softening market demand, they had two challenges: improve their brand presence and message, and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The result? An integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to KansasCitySteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEBNOW1. That's 877-WEBNOW1.
Guru, you're like the U.S. Constitution. You're from the people, by the people, and for the people.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru, live from the Hilton Santa Clara on 95.7 The Game.
Yes, sir. We're live from the Hilton Santa Clara, and our coverage is brought to you today by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon and Harris Ranch beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. That's right, Guru and I down here at the Hilton Santa Clara. We'll be here for another 90 minutes. Then we turn it over to Ratto and Damon Bruce at 3. Kickoff's at 5:15. If you don't have anything going, get on down here. Say hello. Lorenzo Neal now in the house. Greatest fullback of all time until he gets out of earshot.
Okay.
And then he just becomes, run-of-the-mill fullback. I guess he can't hear me.
No.
But anyway, the tailgate begins at 2:15 right here. All ages welcome, no cover charge. They got beer, they got mixed cocktails, delicious food. There's DJs. We got some action down here.
And they're out here already. Like, that gets me fired up. Like, I know I'm not playing, Steiny, but you know what I mean? You get this. The nation's watching Monday Night Football.
They are. They absolutely are. 888-957-9570 is the number. You want to jump into the conversation about the San Francisco 49ers. We're all over it today. And a couple questions I have for 49er fans going into tonight's game. One is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being huge, and 0 and 1 being not a big deal. And I'm going to ask Guru this first, but I also want to ask 49er fans, and they can jump in here at 888-957-9570. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a deal is what's going on between Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo?
A phenomenal question, Steiny, and I'm going to go Tony Romo, a 9. It is a 9. And that supersedes everything else. So hopefully there's a deodorant, a cologne, a conversation that can be had. Maybe it's already been had, but to me, this is what has me saying and using the word ingredient. Like, this is something that's not like past years that they overcame.
See, I don't know that I believe that. I believe that obviously some stuff's come to the fore this year. I'm not sure that wasn't around last year. Maybe they just did a better job of hiding it.
So you think Jimmy knows Kyle?
Of course.
Well,
I think Jimmy's known for years that Kyle's not a big fan.
But not like this, though, Steiny, to where rinse your hands out. We're see you later. And the way I'm in recency bias, I'm wondering, I keep going back to us being out there in OTAs. Do you think that rubbed Jimmy the wrong way, the fact that they had him behind the barn or over there on the side? Do you think that bothered him? And again, you could be like, what's it going to mean on 3rd and 7 when he's lined up? But to me, I think that's the type of thing. We say it's little or it's nothing, but those can be the things that has him pissed. Oh, so now you need me, and you know you're the reason I didn't get work is you guys had me. I'm not even supposed to be here, and I'm just wondering how much of that is festering, if any, with Jimmy.
I don't think any of it is. You know what I think festers with Jimmy? is when they moved 2 first-round picks to get Trey Lance. That's when it all started. I mean, the minute the San Francisco 49ers made the trade with the Jets to move up, it was the Jets, right? I always get that mixed up. Jets or Dolphins? No, it was the Jets.
Zach Wilson with the win.
No, it wasn't the Jets. It was the Dolphins because the Jets took Zach Wilson. So it was the Dolphins. My bad.
That's my bad. I'd say, yeah.
But anyway, at the moment they made that trade, Jimmy Garoppolo knew Kyle had no confidence in him, either in his durability or in his
play.
Yeah. I mean, so
that ain't it to you, huh?
No, to me, the idea that like this thing just started this year or this rift just started in the last couple weeks, I disagree. I think it started years ago, and over the course of time, Garoppolo has just become more and more and more convinced that Kyle Shanahan doesn't really like him as a quarterback as much as Garoppolo wants to be liked. And I think half the San Francisco 49er fan base is with Kyle Shanahan. They don't think Jimmy Garoppolo's good enough. The other half of it says, well, look where we got with Jimmy Garoppolo. So he must not be too bad. But the bottom line is this thing, the dynamic of Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan changed when the San Francisco 49ers moved up to get a quarterback. Plain and simple.
You know what? You make a compelling case. And you know what? I want to say, I agree with you. But there's just something about, to me, the part that you're gone, you're not gone, Jimmy saying bye-bye, the way it all went down, I just feel like there's something there more than had it just been, okay, you played your last down, thanks for your services, we'll see you later. But my bigger question to you is, I just want to talk about endurance, because when we watch the NBA, I would use Major League Baseball, you don't need any there. But when we watch NBA and we watch said player and he's not in shape, everybody can see it, and we know that the play, it suffers because your battery is low. Jimmy has told us, and I should ask Lowe, he told us that he's not in game shape. That was 1 week ago. You're not Jaworski, but do you think he's rectified that in 6 days? Or are we, when we watch tonight Jimmy play, are we supposed to say, you know what, the guy told us he's not in shape? My question to you and the listeners, how many weeks is it going to take if...
I think he'll be better this week than last week.
All right. So you game by game.
Yes.
Okay.
But whose fault is it that he's not in shape?
Oh, it's Kyle's.
Exactly.
And John.
Exactly. It's not.
I don't hold Jimmy
Garoppolo's.
No doubt about it.
So maybe we blame last week's loss on Kyle Shanahan because Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't ready. And the reason he wasn't ready is because he didn't practice all summer.
Do you believe this? Here we go. I'm not going to call Jimmy Garoppolo a liar because that would be taking it too far. But what I watched him do, and I didn't hear him say he wasn't in shape after the Seattle game, that looked like the old Jimmy on a bad day. How much of you is saying, you know what, Goo, that probably was because he wasn't in shape. Like the missed throws, I didn't put that on endurance. And that's why I can't wait tonight to see if it's a difference against a good defense again in the Rams.
I just think he's rusty because he hasn't played. Right. He hasn't played much, hasn't practiced. He obviously practiced all week. He's practiced for the last couple weeks. So, yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo should be better. The problem is that even when he's better, he's not great. He's never going to be great. And we all know that. And the one thing, and we're kind of talking about this on the changeover, is, what if Jimmy Garoppolo just doesn't have a great year? If he doesn't have a great year, can the 49ers make the playoffs? What kind of year does Garoppolo have to have for the 49ers to make the playoffs? A great year, a good year, an average year, a bad year? Could he even be kind of bad and they still get in? Because I think a lot of people last year would say, he was average at best, and we went 10-7. So maybe if he's better this year, they win 11 or 12 games. Or if he's not quite as good, they only win 8 or 9.
Wow. I hadn't thought about it because I know that last week, what was it about me? It's every week, every day. But you were like, ooh, it's just, you're not on the fence. You're saying they're going to make the playoffs, but they got the ingredients for a disaster. To answer your question, I think he needs to be average and they can get to still make it to the playoffs. And that's because I'm thinking, and I'm sending a bouquet of flowers to the defense and what I believe they're going to consistently do moving forward. But what if somehow tonight Matt Stafford is in town, he goes out there with Cooper Kupp and the rest of the gang, and they put up 24 or 31 points. Then what am I saying to you tomorrow?
I don't know. You'll be worried, obviously, and you'll get to rant and rave.
No.
And they'll still make the playoffs, but you got your money's worth. You're like a guy. You're like a manager. Every day for you is like a manager who wants to get run from a game. You're looking to just.
You can't use that every game, though, Steiny. See, that's what you don't get. You don't give me that like, ooh, you're right. See, I'm over anybody that thinks like they're overdoing their hand. You got to use that and be smooth and know when to use it, and then it'll really, rally the troops. But and I've worked for a boss like that, where you're doing it every day, it's like, oh, brother, it just falls.
You don't think you're going to come in here tomorrow if they lose and talk about how they're in big trouble?
I'm telling you, they're in big trouble, even if they're 2-2, if they get this game because of what we just talked about. And that's the relationship between the coach and quarterback. So I'm hoping like hell. I just feel like, look at everybody, look at the jerseys. And maybe I'm being a hometown boy. Kyle Shanahan's not going to let his team go to 1-3. And when you tell me what's going to happen tonight, what are you confident in, Steiny? It's the defense. Kyle has nothing to do with that. It's his offense. I don't care. Go get her done. Larry the Cable Guy. Kyle, get it done tonight.
I can't support that. I can't support you saying Kyle has nothing to do with the defense.
I was feeling a little stiff, but you know what I mean.
Because when Kyle Shanahan blows the Super Bowl after being up 28-3, he gets ripped as an offensive coordinator. Then he becomes a head coach, and he doesn't get credit for the other side of the ball. He's got to get credit for both.
Well,
Kyle Shanahan has implemented a great defense in here since he's gotten here.
But I think you know what I mean. You know what I mean? His specialty is the unit.
You know what? Is it? Is it?
Oh, well, it ain't defense. When you think of Kyle Shanahan, you think of his daddy and offense.
I don't think of offense anymore.
Ooh.
Why would I think of offense?
I'm on
they've
that
never
street.
had a dynamic. They've never had a dynamic quarterback, so they've never had a dynamic offense.
But they had a dynamic offense when it comes to play scheming.
Did they?
Yeah, to me, early on, Steiny, that's how they got to the Super Bowl. You don't think so?
No, they got to the Super Bowl to me because of the running game.
And let's put another rat on the table. Let's put a rat on the table. Is he the mastermind behind Debo? How many other coaches would have drafted this guy and said, this is how I'm going to use him? Now, some could say that's a byproduct because your quarterback has a raggedy arm and the coach has no confidence in him. But I think that's one that you chalk up under the creation of Debo. Now, have defenses got up to him? That's another conversation. But I think the inception of how he used them, I think you got to give Kyle some creativity points.
I don't know about that, to tell you the truth.
I wonder, though.
How many quarterbers would have used him? I mean, how many other coaches would have used him like that?
It's just a question.
If any, because I know coming out of college, there were a lot of people that, obviously he started as a running back and he played receiver in college, but
you're not too big on him downfield. You're not saying he's not good.
I'm not big on any of them downfield.
See, but we don't see it enough for you to be a believer.
You sound like the 8 millionth time, Kyle Shanahan is a genius, but apparently he's not calling plays that are suited to his team's strengths.
And that's why he's on the fans' hot seat. And I think it's growing now to where when, I know you're not big into these shows and the public, but Steiny, he's got to answer. He's got to try to, even if he gets picked off 4 times, let's see something downfield. Let's see Kittle utilized. I don't want my partner on the radio, Matt Steinmetz from Reading, PA, to be able to say he doesn't think Debo or IU can catch it downfield. Use your weaponry, Kyle. I'm begging you. It will help you.
Who's going to get him the ball?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, well, there's the problem. There's a problem. If you think the 49ers have weaponry,
I'm not saying
then the quarterback stinks. Then they stink.
Right.
He stinks. If you're saying Ayuk's great and Kittle's the top 3 tight end and Deebo Samuel's one of a kind and the running game is just schemed up.
Oh, man. I have so much going on in my mind, and I want to say you're hella wrong, as the kids say, but...
Well, why can't they score? They got this genius coach. They got these weapons.
What if I told you it's his ego? He's not... He's going Frank Sinatra. He wants to do it his way. And his way, I think, is the wrong way. And that's why we get Frisky Jimmy trying to communicate to you, hey, I'm just calling what's called.
Team Jimmy or Team Kyle? Because that's really what it's about. Are you Team Jimmy or are you Team Kyle? Because it sure sounds like you want to be Team Jimmy.
You know what I got?
But you don't have the guts to be Team
I got
Jimmy.
Guts. You know what it is? This is how I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
Why you're gonna rip Shanahan and then say, but he is a genius.
I'm being team adult, and I'm gathering all facts before I go after somebody. And right now, I'm taking in. I know Jimmy on a good day, Steiny, can get it done. But I'm telling you, I haven't watched him throw interception after interception or attempt to throw the ball downfield. And that's why, in this case, I'm Team Jimmy. And that's why I'm calling out Kyle Shanahan.
So Jimmy Garoppolo can throw a good deep ball, but Shanahan doesn't let him.
And, hey, something else to back me up is you had number 5 under center for a game, 5 quarters, and we didn't see you let him do it. So that's telling me it's upstairs. And maybe it's confidence, but you drafted this kid that was supposed to be able to do the things that we saw these great quarterbacks do on a stage yesterday. Dude, I'm watching quarterback play, and I'm like, maybe the Niners got. I don't know what Trey Lance is. Your guy in Buffalo, Josh Allen. Yeah,
it's the top 3 quarterback.
Okay.
Who else are you watching?
Mahomes, Steph Curry, a quarterback.
That's the best quarter. So you've compared a Division II quarterback, essentially, Division I AA, no experience.
You're going to laugh
and
with this next one.
You've just compared him to 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Hey, and you're going to laugh at this next one. Your guy in Philly, he was putting on a show. Hurts battle back from 14 points.
Where did he play?
Cooper Rush.
Where did Hurts play?
Bama.
Oh, so he was at a major college.
Yeah. Hey,
it's almost like if you draft a college player out of Division I AA, you have to account for the fact that that's not the highest level of competition.
Here's where I'm going.
Who said it?
He doesn't know my Amway background.
They made a mistake with Trey Lance. Okay. Let's just be honest. They made a mistake.
You know what? I want to hug you.
Just say it.
I'm leaning that way, but it's too soon to give you the win.
No, I want to be first. I got to be first.
No, I'm not going to give you the W because you know there's a part. That's like saying Wiseman was a bust when he went out. We hadn't seen it.
Totally different.
Give me this.
Trey Lance hasn't shown flashes.
But what?
Wiseman has.
Okay, it's the Jimmy thing, what I'm about to say. He didn't do it with Lance. Why? If it's Jimmy and he can't do it, why didn't we see it?
Because Lance can't either. What is so hard to understand? They have a mediocre quarterback and they have a bad quarterback.
Well, hold on. The bad quarterback is the one that you told the world I'm gonna spend 2 first-round picks on.
That's right.
That he can do it.
That's right.
But he never got the chance.
He's bad because he's young. Most young quarterbacks are not very good. There were going to be growing pains, especially from this guy. This guy has you snookered. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch.
I called the attorney.
They actually talked you into. They talked you and other foolish fans into the fact that they could draft a 1 AA quarterback with 19 college games, including 0 the year before the NFL draft. And Kyle Shanahan somehow got you and this fan base thinking that Trey Lance could lead the 49ers to a Super Bowl in his first or second year in the NFL. But
I got my hand up.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because I'm not done with Trey. I'm not out on Trey.
Well, you're out on him this year. He ain't happening this year, and it wasn't going to happen.
There's not a walking soul out here that saw Trey just get There's no confidence. Kyle has no confidence in whatever. If it's Jimmy or it's Trey, we saw no confidence in this quarterback. And I say that by Exhibit A, the play calling.
That's because they have two quarterbacks who aren't very good. Like, let's just put that on the table.
I'm giving you Jimmy, but I'm not giving you Trey.
Well, Trey's not here anymore, so he's gone.
But the question is, what? I'm not
Trey
saying
Lance is
results.
a zero.
Okay.
Is a zero. Okay, you drafted. He was a first. Not only was he a
Rooster
third
19
pick,
saying, "Preach it, Steiny."
Not only was he the third pick of the draft, you gave up 2 more picks for him, and what's he gotten you? Given you nothing. Zero. You've gotten zero. Might he be okay next year? Yeah, he might be okay next year. Do you think he's going to light the world on fire next year? Trey Lance?
Listen, I'm the guy that said if he was the guy you thought he would have started year 1. He would have made
never that guy. Who thought he was going to start?
If he was as good as he's supposed to be, there was an opportunity, I believe, he could have beat Jimmy Garoppolo out last season.
How was a Division I double-A
Only one man
quarterback?
can answer that. And I wish Kyle
but this
was
is where
listening
you're
to us
wrong.
now.
Kyle never said this kid's playing right away. Like, he never said that. You said it. You thought it. You were the... Not you.
You got a ready-win
fans.
team, though, Steiny. What would make you go want to get a project? How about go get your ring for the fans? Go get number 6.
Garoppolo's not assured of getting a ring just because he's Garoppolo.
But still, no, the point is, Kyle felt when he went off of Garoppolo, he was saying he needs something better, something new.
That's right.
Not a project.
Well, that's...
An old car in the shop, and it's going to take 3 years before I get it running.
Here's the other thing. Any of those 5 quarterbacks... If you put any of the 5 quarterbacks on the Niners, put Trevor Lawrence on the Niners, they ain't winning a Super Bowl this year with Trevor Lawrence. So the number 1 pick in that draft isn't a Super Bowl championship type quarterback 2 years into his career. You think Trevor Lawrence is a Super Bowl type of quarterback? Right, but he'll be a Super Bowl quarterback in 3 years, not now.
So the question is, why did Kyle go do what he did?
Because he thought he was smarter than everybody else.
Could have went got a ISO lineman.
Because he's not on your timetable. He's not under the pressure you think he is.
All right, I'll give you that.
He's here till 2025,
That's weak.
No,
and I'll
it's
say
not.
this. He
No,
hasn't
it's not.
earned it. He hasn't earned it this long.
Yes, he has. He got
and
the
you got the
extension.
10-point lead thing we hadn't even talked about. Choke artist.
He's not a choke artist.
Well, that's what it is. Hey. He could have had a ring. McVay got it done.
McVay,
Choke artist.
No, these are coaches. These aren't players.
It was still.
See, this is why I'm
they
mad
couldn't
at
have
you.
won a
This is
Super
why
Bowl
I'm
with
okay.
any of the guys.
I figured it out. I figured out what bothers me about you. I finally figured it out. The 49ers draft Trey Lance, who's barely played in college. Played Division I AA, and you start talking like this kid's coming right in and gonna boom, the 49ers are gonna win. And they can win the Super Bowl. And I'm saying, Guru, this guy was not even a major college football player. He's got no experience, but you're gonna put him on the Niners and expect him to push for a Super Bowl. And you said, yeah. And I said, that's crazy. And now it's not happening. Which I told you wasn't.
But I haven't given up on Trey.
No, but you get to get mad about it not happening when we knew it wasn't going to happen.
No, I'm mad
Anybody
at the
with common
ideal
sense.
that you went quarterback shopping when you could have got a lineman or something else to enhance what you already had that got you to the Super Bowl, that got you a 10-point lead, that got you back to an NFC championship with another 10-point lead. Why did you go shopping for soap when you needed blinds for the window?
Because
that's what I'll never
fans like
understand.
you were saying Jimmy's not good enough. Jimmy missed Emmanuel Sanders. We could have won that Super Bowl.
I
got you in circles today,
please,
baby.
Please. Yeah, no, I'm just, it all falls on Kyle's doorstep, Steinmetz.
That's right. But it doesn't fall now. There's nothing there now.
Oh, you don't think Trey, him running them in the ground when you and I and everybody else said, hey, maybe you might get your quarterback hurt. You don't think that's
what?
bad. You don't get a pass.
Of course he does. Well, how's it going to?
Not for me, though.
What's going to happen?
I'm not giving passes.
Well, yes, you do. You
That's
can pass
why
it to
I'm
Kyle
mad and you're
Shanahan
not
all the time.
understanding. No.
No, yes.
Dude, I called the attorney. I want a divorce.
All right.
Yep.
888-957-9570.
I'm out.
I know. I was out on you thinking Trey Lance was going to be great from the get-go.
I'm not done with that yet.
Trey Lance not being great from the get-go means Guru can rip everybody under the sun.
See ya.
Yeah, see you later. We'll be right back.
It's a monster Monday night matchup.
Shut up, all of you. Just beat the Rams.
We're live from the Hilton Santa Clara for Monday Night Football.
Quarterback sneak. Jimmy Garoppolo puts it away for San Francisco.
On the Bay Area's sports station, 95.7. The Game.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Do you think all premium fuels are the same? Well, your engine doesn't. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus helps keep your engine running like new because it's engineered to defend against 4 main engine threats: gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. So next time, choose Shell's most advanced fuel ever. It's fuel for thought. In engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline.
As you know, sports teams plan well ahead of the next season. If you're thinking of remodeling your home, consider the same strategy. Talk with your designer or builder now about your next project. Golden State Window and Door has new inventory coming online. Milgard, Anderson, and Marvin. See Golden State Window and Door's wide variety of accessories at convenient showrooms across the Bay Area or GoldenStateLumber.com. Since 1954, Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
At Harris Ranch, we do beef, just like we've done for over 50 years. Beef that's raised locally right here in California. Tender steaks, awesome burgers, and California classics like tri-tip roast. The flavor you crave, the quality you trust time after delicious time. Come on, it's time to get out and grill. Harris Ranch, we do beef. Legendary beef, legendary quality.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99. Try Syntec today, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn.
Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. That looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Chris Cuomo is back with a new show on a new network. Cuomo premieres on News Nation tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. To find News Nation on your television provider, go to newsnationnow.com/join us.
Elton John's Farewell Yellow Brick Road Tour continues with 2 shows at Levi Stadium on October 8th and 9th. For more info and tickets, head to 957thegame.com/events.
Everything, our farm, our stand, our pop-up shop, it really all started when we discovered the benefits of local, raw honey for our family.
And then we decided to turn it into a business.
We were looking for something to help us get up and running.
So we got the Chase Business Complete Banking Account.
It's more than a bank account. It comes with Quick Accept, which lets us take card payments anytime, anywhere in the U.S. using the Chase mobile app. Plus, we get same-day deposits at no extra cost. For us, it's more than honey. It's about sharing a little sweetness with the world.
Get the Chase Business Complete Banking Account with the essentials you need to help get your business going. Learn more at chase.com/business-complete-banking. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Quick Accept is not available in U.S. territories. Enrollment required. Usage subject to approval. Same-day deposits available for payments before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday to Friday. Fees and rates apply for checking and processing. Limitations and restrictions apply. Participants compensated. Merchant services provided by Payment Tech LLC and WePay Inc. Subsidiaries of JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMC FM at HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru, live from the Hilton Santa Clara on 95.7 The Game.
All righty, yes, sir. You heard the man. We are live from the Hilton Santa Clara. Our coverage today is brought to you by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon at Harris Ranch Beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. Once again, we are at the Hilton Santa Clara for the tailgate before the Monday night game. Stop on down. Once again, the Hilton in Santa Clara. We got a nice tailgate going on here. It's essentially started 3 hours before kickoff, which is right about now, 2:05, 2:15. So make sure you get down here. We got music, we got mixed drinks, we got beer, we got food, we got no cover charge, and we're just 2 blocks from the stadium. So great place to come down, have a drink, get something to eat before you head into the stadium, and it's a fun atmosphere. Beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. A lot of 49er jerseys, a couple L.A. Rams jerseys. Who's 88?
88.
Is that Cup? No, he's 80.
Yeah, he's 8. I'm trying to. That's old school.
88.
Yeah, so is that jacket old school. We're looking at a guy with a Ram jersey.
There you go.
It looks like, look at my boy, Vince Ferragamo era. Hey, can I pull the curtain back?
I don't know.
We're in the green room this morning. You usually don't do this. And you tell me about your day yesterday. You're with some buddies. And right before the 1 o'clock games, 1:25.
Oh, yeah.
You felt something come over you about one of the games. And that was the Raiders and Broncos, which was a great game. And you said, Goo, something just hit me to where I knew the Raiders were, I felt like they were going to win that game. And I'm telling the listeners that, Steiny, because I feel that same way about this Niner game tonight.
Put some money on it. Put your money where your mouth is.
Will you take it?
Huh?
Will you take it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't like this game.
That.
I don't like this game.
I love this game, and the boss backed me up. Like, I can't get the Niners are going to win tonight.
Okay, then put your money on it.
Well, you know I'm going to do that. It's -1.5.
Put big money on it.
I need your bank account. But
see, Goo, this is what.
You know I play the ponies now, so you know it's a given that I'm going to put it on.
Let me ask you a question, Goo, because I had said this maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
What did you say?
And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall.
Now that hurts, because I listen.
I said, you know what, Goo? Can somebody find out right now what the odds are that the Raiders make the playoffs after an 0-3 start?
Bet you did.
Because I was like, I would put money right now on the Raiders at 0-3 to make the playoffs because they're good.
Yeah.
They lost 3 games by 5 points. Couple just tough losses.
Should have beat Arizona. We saw it.
Exactly.
But do you feel that way about tonight with the Niners?
No.
What makes you like you have no feel?
No feel.
Because you said I wouldn't touch this one.
No, I think the Raiders are good. I think the Raiders right now are a better football team than the Niners.
Wow. Damn.
I do. Just because they've been involved in close games and I mean, that could change. 49ers might win 31-3 tonight,
right.
And then we're back. We're back to 2-2, and everything's looking good. No, but yes, I should have bet on the Raiders yesterday.
Yeah,
I got to open up one of those. What is it?
I tried to help you one time. We got halfway there.
You know what? Here's what
you
I
tried
don't
to get it out. You tried to collect. And
exactly.
That frustrates you.
Yeah, it's like I think I started in with
now.
like $200-$300.
Yeah, look at
I was betting 25, 30. I got up to about 400. And I was like, you know what? Let me take a couple hundred out.
And it was
and it cost me a couple hundred to take a couple hundred out.
Oh man, my wife sees what's all this Bitcoin. I'm like, just some investments I got going.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Raiders would give their right arm to have the Niners defense. So when I look at this Niner 1-2 start, a lot of it is because they're not using their weapons the right way. And I know you're like, oh, good, they ain't weapons, but they are. So that's easily fixed to me. So that's why I say, Kyle, it's on you tonight to show everybody you got control of your unit.
So you say they're not using their weapons the right way.
Yeah, oh man.
Yeah, see, I think that's too simplistic. They have Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. You think he stinks. You can't think Garoppolo's pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna say
and
this
then not blame it on Garoppolo.
All right.
If you're saying they have tons of weapons.
It's so simple because you use that word, Steiny. Look at Cooper Rush. He's a backup quarterback. You know what he's doing? He's throwing the ball to their best receiver, CeeDee Lamb. He's throwing the ball. He's giving the ball. It's not rocket science. So just because your quarterback don't have to be Y.A. Tittle to throw a go route. It's like I want to watch a Niner game and feel fed, even if they fail, that they went up top to Debo.
Stop
they
that.
went up top to IU.
Now you're sounding ridiculous.
Kittle.
Now
What
you're
are we
sounding
doing?
ridiculous.
What are we doing?
Guru, no.
So the plan of attack. Okay,
you'd rather have them lose 38-35 tonight and have Jimmy Garoppolo throw 4 touchdown passes than if they win 13-10. Come on. No, you don't. You want to win at all costs.
You know what? There's not one day of the year that I would take the latter except that I want them to win. Okay, that supersedes anything. But the biggest question mark is Jimmy Garoppolo, where he's at, and if this offense is going to show that they're better than what they've been through 3 games. And let me tell you what they've been, the D word, Steiny, they've been a disappointment.
The offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long is that going to continue?
It's still pretty early.
But if you throw out they don't get to the playoffs, it won't get fixed. They'll be an enigma every week. We'll see Denver games and Chicago games. I mean, those 2 games played out the same way.
They did, with the defense breaking down at the biggest moments. Defense has to learn to protect.
What's your drop?
Yeah. I mean, their defense is it's been good. It's been good. Needs to be great. At least through the first 3 games. If the offense is better, the defense is going to be fine. But and the defense obviously is the strength of this team,
no doubt.
But
don't ask them to be. Yeah, what are you asking of them?
I'm asking them to turn the other team over a little bit and to be more dominant. See, I don't think they've been dominant. I think they've been good. Obviously they're not letting a lot of points up, only 37 in 3 games, but it's not like they've had.
I'll give you that. Dominant is different.
It's not like they have 14 sacks in 3 games.
Dominant would have kept both teams out the end zone. How about that? When you say dominant, they would have kept Chicago from coming back or getting the points they did, even though we said it was a breakdown, and they would have kept.
Chicago scored 3 touchdowns
Denver
in the last 15 minutes of that game.
Man.
3 touchdowns. See that, and that's where when people say, "Oh, well, the Niners' defense is so great." Okay, what happened against Chicago? Oh, a couple busted plays. Well, that's what a good defense.
But
avoids.
when you know, but when you see them play and fly around,
2 of them,
man,
they're not flying around.
Oh, Steiny, watch him gang tackle. It's like, I'm serious, man. Saleh got him a job because of what he did with this same unit. And now, again, I'm not saying D'Amico is headed there, Steiny, but the defense ain't the problem. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not the problem. But it's had a couple opportunities to give the 49ers a win on a night or a game when they didn't deserve to win because their offense stunk. Again, nobody's blaming their defense, but in 2 of the 3 games, their defense had a shot at closing the door, and they haven't done it. They just haven't been able to do it.
Torrey Holt is the jersey that the Ram guy had. 88, Steiny.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Remember
We are
him?
at the Hilton Santa Clara. Matt Steinmetz, Daryl the Guru Johnson. Monday Night Football tonight. Kickoff in 3 hours. 5:15 kick from Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
If you're coming to the game, come on down to the Hilton Santa Clara. We're tailgating down here. We got beer. We got mixed drinks. We got food.
Music.
We got DJs.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff going on. And then after the game tonight, get to 95.7 The Game for overtime with Kyle Madsen and Evan Giddings. They're taking your calls and breaking down all the action from Monday night. So Steiny and Guru will be here till 3. We'll turn it over to Damon and Rado. They'll take you to kickoff, and then after the ball game is over, you can listen to Giddings and Madsen, and they will talk about what just occurred.
I got a question about radio etiquette, because I know you're different. We know you're different. What if I'm so excited about this game tonight that I can't wait to see you tomorrow, and I call in to Givens and Madsen? Fair?
No.
Doing too much?
Yeah. Like that shows. That shows.
No, but it ain't about I want to hear my voice. I'm not one of them that like to hear their
voice. It shows a need to horn in on something that you really shouldn't horn in on. What do we got there with the 30
Oh, wow. Who is
jersey?
that? Let me see.
A woman's wearing a 30 jersey.
That Gurley. That's Gurley. Remember old Todd Gurley? Yeah. He used to run hard.
That's a pretty cool.
Cool. We got music and everything. And we got a clash.
Why do you feel that, why do you think what you have to say is so important that it can't wait a night?
It's not that it's important. No. I want to be a part.
I know you do. Sometimes you're not involved. And this is the thing where
sometimes you're not involved.
Right. And this is a part where you don't think this is where I'm going to help you think about it.
And I'm laughing at myself, but no, because sometimes you're not involved.
I'm going to help you think about things in a different way, in a way that takes you outside Daryl the Guru Johnson.
Please, I'm not that guy.
Let me get the read again, just because I want to make sure that I have the right. So we have the post-game show. It's called Overtime. It's with Kyle Madsen. Now, Kyle Madsen's a producer here who gets occasional shifts.
He's great
as a host. Yeah. Evan Giddings, same thing. He's our producer, and he infrequently will get some hosting activities. So these are 2 members of our team, that are not regulars.
Right.
Okay, they fill in, and when they do it, they do a great job, and they're getting their chance at radio.
Right.
So you have a show.
Right. Look at
all right?
Yeah.
You have a show. They don't have a show.
Right.
So you don't need to be the one calling into their show to hog their airtime when you have you have a 3-hour show. And I just let you spout on.
As the great David Bruce walks by. I understand that, but the calling in was being a part of what the magic they were making.
No, right.
I didn't want it to be
making the magic. You
gotta sit out.
One of the things, your phrases, and I like it when you use it, is I got to take a play off, and maybe you got to take the
my own advice.
Maybe you got to take the post game off tonight.
All right, I'll be listening, fellas.
Right. What do you expect to see from Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan tonight?
Man, Scotty, right? That's it. I really don't know, but these are 2 smart men They're not dummies. I know you tell me, and you've embedded in everybody's mind, Kyle doesn't listen to the noise. Okay, well, watch the tape. The tape is begging you to be ultra aggressive. And I'm going to tell you one thing I'm watching tonight. I'm in the house, Steiny. If they don't push the ball down the field and we get pedestrian numbers from Debo, Ayuk, maybe 2-3 catches, Kittle, how many weeks when are we going to start seeing the diva stuff? And I'm going to be passing out cards to like, hey, it's valid for you to throw your hands up. Like, what the hell's going on? We might see some Brady and some Aaron Rodgers, when they always act mad.
Well, I don't think we'll see that from Garoppolo. We'll see from receivers.
Okay, that's what Ayuk's got to be frustrated now.
Get open.
Steiny, stop, man.
No, I'm not going to stop.
All right, I'm going to go to PFF in the morning, and I'm going to tell you how they got open last night because they'll have it.
I'm so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired of everybody wondering why this offense isn't explosive when the same people who ask it think Jimmy Garoppolo stinks. When's the last explosive offense a team had with a mediocre quarterback? You can't have it. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. And I know, God forbid, you don't even want to entertain the thought that maybe Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo are overrated. Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm watching.
Weaponry.
I'm watching and I'm gambling on games all day, every day. They got something here.
What?
And I'm not telling you they're all three. Well, damn, Debo's an all-pro. Kittle's been an all-pro.
Now
we're talking about, okay.
One year for Debo Samuel.
But you got it in you. I just can't wait to see how they're going to attack. And what did Lowe say? They're going to run it. Dude, Tampa Bay last night, the Chiefs came in and ran the ball down their throat. I don't know if we see that from the Niners offense, but we saw it last year at this time. So my question to you and the fans is, do you honestly, in your gut, Steiny, you're looking good, in your gut, do you think the Rams game has come at a good time? Like, I think if it was 2 more weeks and the Niners got their, stuff underneath them, then let's take on the Rams. We'll find out tonight, but I don't know if this is too soon because you haven't figured it out yet offensively.
I mean, some people would say this is just what the doctor ordered.
All right.
Jeez, Debo. Brandon Ayuk.
Give it to me.
10 receptions in 3 games.
Man.
142 yards.
Well, yeah.
1 touchdown.
So that's 14 yards of reception, right?
He's off to a worse start than last year.
Man.
Yeah.
Free Ayuk.
And you know what? That's part of the problem. He can't get free.
Oh, Steiny, stop. He was free the other game Sunday night. It was a Cheech and Chong throw. Yeah. Well, I hope we don't see too many
was,
of those.
18 for 29?
Yeah. He said it was barking his shoulder after. We'll see. Man.
Got to get open.
And what's McKivitz going to do if he gets to start for Trent Williams? What's he doing right now, Steiny? Using the porta potty?
Well, you know what?
Just like, I got to get out there. Because if you have a bad game, everybody can see. You know what I mean? Like, oh, brother.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's see if we notice there's no Trent Williams tonight.
That's big.
Let's see if we notice that. Because I got my doubts.
All right.
I got my doubts. Now, of course, if Aaron Donald has 6 sacks tonight, then obviously that matters. But, what do? You don't have Trent Williams. So how does that affect your game plan?
Yeah. I just know if I'm the Rams defensive coordinator and coaches and players, you're feeling good about him not being there. But damn. Steiny, look at all the red out there, the sea of red. It's going down.
It is a home game for the Niners, and we're at the Hilton Santa Clara. We'll be here till kickoff. Guru and I show lasts till 3. We'll turn it over to Damon and Ratto. They'll take you right up to kickoff. But fun tailgate. It is underway here at the Hilton Santa Clara. We got some beer. We got mixed drinks. We got food. We got taco trucks. We got DJs. So if you're coming down to the San Francisco 49ers Rams game, pop by, say hello. And I guess we haven't really had a lot of people come say hello today.
Well, we had, who do we have? Our guy, Mondo.
Same guy from last year.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Well,
See, that's part of
gotta
radio.
Mix it up a little bit.
You hype it up more than it is. You didn't have to say he was here last time.
You're true.
But yeah, he's a big one.
Adam Schefter's got some news.
Uh-oh.
San Francisco 49ers promoted wide receiver Willie Snead and running back Tevin Coleman and wide receiver Malik Turner the fourth from the practice squad to their active roster tonight. So
they're going back in time.
Tevin Coleman.
Dude, that was a blast from the past. His second stint. Jesus,
of course, the former Atlanta Falcon. So George Kittle, 3 catches last week. First game back, he missed the first 2 because of injury. And I mean, to me, got to figure out a way to get him. Like, to me, it's okay. You want to talk about Ayuk and Debo getting the ball?
Okay.
All right. Ayuk's on his own because he's got to run patterns and get open on his own. Kittle's a tight end. You can get the ball to him, and Debo you can get the ball to if you need to as a running back. So the way I look at it is, I think whether you think Garoppolo's good or not, even if he's not very good, he's got to be able to get the ball to the tight end, George Kittle. So that's the one thing I'd like to see him do. Like, I know when people say you got to target Ayuk, to me that's a lot harder because it's a wide receiver and he's got to get open and it takes you longer to kind of lock in on him and it takes longer for him to run his routes. You can get the ball to George Kittle quickly and see what he's got. But, I mean, the numbers for George Kittle, and if you look at last year's playoffs and the first 3 games of this year, and I know he missed the first 2, but his pass-catching numbers, they are not good at all.
Yeah, and you can't defend it. I was just sitting here looking at Tevin Coleman's numbers from when he was here in 2020, Steiny. 28 rush attempts for 53 yards, 1.9 a pop, but hopefully it'll be better this time. He's a mismatch to me. And I know you're like, hey, Guru, there's a defense. There's a thing called defense where 11 guys try to prevent you from catching. So if you had a quarterback, let's say a Tom Brady that was accurate, Steiny, couldn't you just – we see it all the time. I'm not going to call him Gronk, but he has Gronk-like tendencies. I'm watching Kelsey. I mean, no matter what the defense or how good the defense is, he's going to be a factor. And I just – again, maybe you're right. Maybe Kyle's saying, I don't trust a quarterback to make those throws. But when Jimmy does eat, where does he eat? In the middle of the field. And I just don't get how that's not with 85. So we'll see if that changes tonight. But, man, I'm just going with how I feel and how I woke up pulling the caddy in this parking lot here at the Hilton. And I'm like, there will be no Steiny and Guru show on Tuesday where the Niners are 1-3. And that's just all I can give you about the Niners are going to win this game. But if they do, Matt, it's got to be either one of these offensive players, they got to do something in the air.
George Kittle.
Give it to me.
Last 4 games. 4 catches for 28 yards last game. Let me do the math for you.
7.
That's 7 yards per reception.
Remember my timetable.
Last year against the Los Angeles Rams, in the 2017 loss, George Kittle, who's often been compared to Travis Kelce and the great wide receivers, 2 receptions for 27 yards. When they beat Green Bay, he had a monster game.
What did he have there?
4 receptions for 63 yards.
It was snowing now. Okay.
Right, yeah. And then against Dallas,
you know what?
1 reception for 18 yards.
I got a rebuttal for you.
He doesn't catch the ball.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you that's why they don't catch wins.
Okay.
And maybe that's is that the coach or the quarterback?
I think it's the coach.
Okay, but get it fixed.
What?
Tonight I want to see more moving forward.
After a year of this? After a year of this?
I think that's where they're at, though. There's like nowhere else to go but have trust in your players, man. I mean, we can watch a football game and know, damn, Steiny was trying to throw it to Tim Jordan.
This can't be right.
But go.
This can't be right. This can't be right. The last regular season game of the year in 2021.
Okay.
The 49ers beat the Rams 27-24. This cannot be right.
That was here. No, that was, yeah, go ahead, Steiny.
George Kittle, 5 receptions, 10 yards. 10 yards.
I believe
5 receptions, 10 yards.
Take that.
Okay, that was the last game of the regular season. What about the second last game? What about that game against Houston with Trey Lance quarterbacking, right?
What we get?
Didn't Trey Lance quarterback that game? 1 reception, 29 yards. 2 receptions the week before that for 21 yards. I mean, these numbers are terrible.
Right. And
They
need to improve. They need
for a
to
wide
improve.
receiver. In fact, let's talk for a minute while I add up these pathetic numbers.
This is data. I'm going Fizdale.
50, 60.
This is data on why maybe they're not winning those games. 49er fans don't want to give him the ball. The dude has demonstrated more than on one occasion he can catch it. He can run after he catches it. Now, Steiny, if you tell me you got some data to where he's not getting open, but that ain't who he is.
Well, if he's open, whose fault is it? Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I'll tell you after break.
And Kyle Shanahan. If the quarterback's making the same mistakes over and over again, if he's missing the same people over and over again when they're open, at some point Shanahan's got to take some responsibility for that. 888-957-9570 is the number. We are live from the Hilton Santa Clara, and our coverage is brought to you by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon, and Harris Ranch Beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. Monday Night Football, there's nothing like it. 95.7, The Game.
Oh, my God.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
There's a reason Comcast Business powers more businesses than any other provider. Actually, there's a few. Comcast Business offers the fastest, reliable network, the peace of mind that comes with Security Edge, helping to protect all your connected devices, and the most reliable 5G mobile network. Want me to keep going? I can. Whether your small business is starting or growing, you need Comcast Business. Technology solutions that put you ahead and give you serious savings. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security. Together for just $69.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or find out how to get up to a $650 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. New 50 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Requires enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability wins in 1H 2022. Results may vary, not an endorsement.
Get a cash offer for your car, truck, or SUV today at your local Bay Area Chevy dealers. Selling has never been easier. Just bring it into a Bay Area Chevy dealer, get a free appraisal, and we'll make you a cash offer on the spot with no obligation to buy. We buy any make or model, paid off or not. Find your local Chevy dealer at BayAreaChevroletDealers.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wendy's new French toast sticks are so delicious, some are saying that they're better than their mom's breakfast.
Excuse me, did you just say Wendy's new French toast sticks are better than my breakfast?
Mom, is that you?
Answer the question.
I said some people are saying that because they're so crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside and perfect in every way.
Uh-huh. And what do you think?
I think it's time to tell people to choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new sweet and crispy home-style French toast sticks.
That's still not an answer.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours, I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
In Oakland today, sunny skies, highs around 70.
Weather brought to you by one thing. Install a low-flow shower head and keep water off when brushing teeth or shaving to save water every day. Join Odyssey, and together each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow.
This is a legacy game.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru, live from the Hilton Santa Clara on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, it is. For George Kittle.
Uh-oh.
He needs to get busy. He needs to do something. And I'll tell you what I mean in a second. But first, we are live from the Hilton Santa Clara. Our coverage today brought to you by Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey. Taste the world's #1 bourbon and Harris Ranch Beef. Visit your local Chavez supermarkets for all your beef and tailgate needs. That's right, we're tailgating here down at the Hilton in Santa Clara, adjacent to Levi Stadium. 49ers Rams, they get started in under 3 hours.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to the game, come down here, say hello, have a drink, a beer, a mixed drink, some food, listen to the music. There's a lot going on. By the way, I have forgotten.
Yeah, don't tell them what it is, but I showed you my way to it. Yeah.
I don't understand that. You have to show me in a break. By the way, I forgot to ask Lowe.
Niners -2. Go ahead.
Did you hear? He was talking about Wade Wilson, the old quarterback.
Yeah,
he said,
the Vikings.
He said Whiskey Wade.
That is.
I wonder why. Or can we just assume?
Shout out Jim Beam. Yeah.
Somebody answer me this question. If you're a 49er fan, all right, just answer me this question. Whose fault is this? I'm about to give you a stat that should just knock you over.
All right.
I mean, this is a joke. In George Kittle's last 7 games,
All right.
19 catches, 196 yards. You know what that breaks down to individually over the last 7 games?
Give it to us.
2.7 catches per game for 28 yards a game. Whose fault is that?
That's the coach's fault. And that's why we're talking about a lack of production from the offense. Steiny, hey, if you want to fight me or anybody else telling you what we've seen from George Kittle, the New Orleans game, that he's not a pass catcher, you choose to use him as, what does Shasky say, a glorified offensive lineman. That's by choice. And maybe that's why you are where you're at offensively. Let 85 go out there and be the mismatch he is. He's physical, but that's embarrassing, and it ain't Jimmy. Now, people are at fault, and it damn sure ain't Kittle. But when was the last Niner game you turned the TV off saying, damn, that damn George Kittle needs to start catching the ball? throw it to him. And maybe
he's
you're doing
open.
the defense a favor by not featuring them and treating them like a lineman, Steiny. It's two ways to skin a cat.
Well, and this is what I always get at. Kyle Shanahan. People talk about Juszczyk. When I bring up Juszczyk as a fullback, and I suggest that I'm not crazy about the idea of having a skill position player on the field who doesn't have the ball in his hands.
Man,
to me, I think that's a fair discussion about using a fullback like that. As we're talking about that, we got George Kittle, who's catching 2.7 balls a game for the last 7 games. It's like, stop telling me. Stop telling me this team has weapons. Stop telling me that Kyle Shanahan is a master. Everybody on their team who's got an offensive arsenal is having a bad year.
And
Kittle's not having. Kittle has played. He's been hurt. Okay, 1 game, no factor. Deebo Samuel, not as much of a factor as last year. Ayuk, not as much of a factor as last year. Jimmy Garoppolo, game and a half, he has not been as good as last year. So at what point do we look at the coach and say, who's getting better under him?
I'm doing that now.
I get it. Deebo had a great year last year. Breakout year. How many years has he been in the NFL? Is he going to have another one? It's like, you got to put years on top of years.
You know what, Steiny? And you're putting all the cards on the table, and I'm telling you, that juice thing that you had going on for the last couple of years, I didn't resent it. I thought you were off basis because I thought, you know what, at the end of the day, they're winning games. Kyle is Kyle. But now that you keep going to it, like, what are you wasting a position by having him out there and him not being featured or even utilized? Are you getting something from the run game because he's out there? And my answer right now, because I'm ready to get my divorce papers from Kyle, that's how sour I am on him. I think that's a real valid question. And the numbers about Kittle in the last 7 days, I wonder what Kyle would ask, how he would answer if somebody called him out. Hey, what's going on here?
It's a good question. I thought you could get the ball to your tight end pretty easily.
Man, they say that's a quarterback's best friend.
Even if you don't have a great quarterback.
Not enemy.
I hear you. 49ers, Rams. Kickoff's at 5:15, Monday Night Football. If you're coming to the game, come on down to the Hilton Santa Clara. We're tailgating here. We've got nice drinks. We got mixed drinks. We got beer. We got a lot of 49er fans, food, DJ.
I got a prop bet from BetQL that I want to run by you about Kittle. You saw I went all in, mattress money on the Niners -2, Bonte. But George Kittle, right now, does he get over 48 yards in the air or under?
He hasn't had over 48 yards in
but
6 of the last 7
I'm looking
games.
at only 48. Like, if they win, he's going to have more than 4. But your first initial, and you ain't hating, because you probably know you hating over. You honestly believe he can go a game tonight and not have 48 receiving yards?
Well, why wouldn't I think that? He hasn't had 48 receiving yards.
I think Kyle knows now, and now they're 1-2.
Now
I'm hoping, Steiny. Okay. Now that the stuff has hit the fan, and you know what, the porta potty stuff has hit the fan, you got to change something up.
Maybe play more Dwelly. Get Kittle out of there if he's not ready to catch the ball.
Now, stop. Yeah, the Kittle slander. I know you're running, but hey,
I'll tell you what,
you're running material.
The one thing that's also interesting is I'd love to be, how do I want to put this? I'd love to be a standout professional athlete in the city where Guru does sports talk radio. Because I'll tell you what.
I'm listening.
You just don't get blamed. I mean, the idea that George Kittle may have a sliver of responsibility because he's not catching the ball, it's like a foreign. Kittle can't be not getting open. It can't have anything to do with Kittle.
Listen,
he's
man.
just too great. It's the
I
only
criticize
game.
Dre. I criticize Clay when he came back. I criticize whoever needs to be criticized.
Oh, he stinks.
This is about totality. And I've seen George Kittle. I don't want to give anybody kudos that doesn't deserve it. We're talking about his whole career, even the Nick Mullen times. The dude is a beast.
Who?
That George Kittle.
No, he's not.
Hey,
he's not being used as it. Stop saying a guy's a beast.
Go ahead, you're on to something. He's not
7
being used the right way.
He hasn't been a beast the last 7 games.
Hey, your point's made. The numbers are what they are in the last 7 games. That's obvious. But Steiny now is bigger than Kittle. The offense is not doing anything. Who's calling the play? Now we're honed in. What's the one constant? It's Kyle. You got to fix that. Steiny, if he wasn't getting open or he was slow foot, I'd be like, you know what, man, he ain't it. But don't tell me Darren Waller, who hit the scene and rightfully so, is a beast. Don't tell me Kittle is chicken liver to walk. Kittle can be used and to do things just like that.
My father used to tell me.
Did you call him back? He called you last week on air.
My father used to tell me, you need to make yourself so valuable that the coach has to use you. He has to, because you're so valuable. Kittle's not that valuable. He's not making Kyle Shanahan utilize him. He's not.
And maybe that's why they're smoking 10-point leads in playoff games.
Our guy Brian?
Yeah.
From The Office? I just put Kittle's numbers up there, 19 catches, 196
Help us out,
yards.
B. Help me out.
2 catches, 28 yards. He says, those are great numbers for a lineman. My guy Brian with a good sense of humor. Of course, here's the other thing. I just put out there. There's no commentary.
Yeah.
I just put out a stat. Yeah. Just a stat.
What are you getting
last 7 games, 198 yards, blah, 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 blah. Now do Kelsey's numbers. Now do Kelsey's fumbles. Now, what are his blocking grades? My man Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, I'm sure his blocking grades are great. I'm sure.
You're too smart of a man, Steiny, to know what's going on. Who's at fault?
Ryan, you know I love you. Yeah. Let me tell you something. If Kittle's blocking grades aren't great, he stinks. He stinks if his blocking grades aren't great. Because if you're telling me he ain't one of the best blockers in the NFL as a tight end,
I never even
sure
liked
as hell
that
ain't
part
one of the best pass catchers.
That's just me.
So you got to tell your boy Kyle Shanahan
that's what
he might want to utilize George Kittle. But you know what? Don't be afraid to criticize George Kittle for not getting open. But it doesn't always have to be the coach. Right, you don't have to be afraid of the players.
We've seen more. Has he been an All-Pro?
Who?
Kittle.
Probably.
Yeah, no, he has, and I know you don't. I know what he can do. I've seen him. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him. It's like Batman. When you call for him, he shows up. Spider-Man.
He had his best year with Nick Mullins.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. Okay, so I know who's not to blame.
Who?
GK, and that's George Kittle.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean,
he don't pay my bills. I ain't afraid to criticize him.
No. The last time you criticized a player was 2014.
That's a
and of course it was James Harden. It was Russell Westbrook
look at
or somebody against the Warriors.
Yeah.
Let me guess. It was probably Chris Paul. I'm sure you criticized.
But what's your greater message about Kittle, Steiny? You honestly think he's just average? I know you don't. I gotta believe my partner knows this dude is not even being asked to get open, or the ball's not coming his way because the dude he quarterbacks closes his eyes when he throws the ball.
Okay, I don't believe that. I don't. Listen. I'm not saying George Kittle's not good. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when a guy's numbers have dropped that precipitously, last 7 games, less than 3 catches a game, he's got to be partly responsible. It can't all be Kyle Shanahan. It can't all be Garoppolo. It can't. These guys, the weaponry's got to take some responsibility. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, that's as we wave to Niner fans. That's a hard one to swallow.
I don't wave to them.
But I'm gonna die on the heel of.
Oh, he's got Tom Rathman jersey.
George Kittle is a mismatch,
Garoppolo.
and I'm standing by that, Steiny.
Who said that? Who said
I'm
George
telling you he's a mismatch.
Is he?
If I was calling plays,
I agree. He's quicker than most linemen.
Hey, does it say how many targets he had last? I guess I could look it up.
He can get off the ball faster than most linemen. You're right. He's got explosion.
And I always hated
at the tackle and guard position.
He's used like a lineman. Get out of here with that.
He is.
Oh, he's used like a. That's Kyle's fault. He
is. He's
18-20 offense.
He's got 2.7 catches more per game than Trent Williams.
It's just wow. I'm a more than use check. I mean, that's a fan. Like, that's bad. You know that's bad. I'll give him 3% ownage in that, and the rest the quarterback and the coach. Man, what if you had a great batter and he only got you only pinch hit him? I mean, and he only had 8 at bats for the year, and you talk about batting. Hey, why's your average? So your average one. Dude, it's because you're not getting the opportunities. And that's what, how many games are you watching Kittle not catch the ball? That's how you look at this. There's not many where I walk away like, whoa, they going to Kittle. That's what I'm talking about.
Who's the quarterback of the Ravens?
Lamar Jackson.
How does he throw the ball? I mean, you laughed at him for 5 years. How's their tight end?
He's got some. Yeah, he's going to him.
So Lamar Jackson can get the ball to Andrews, can he?
Well, yeah.
How come? Jimmy Garoppolo can throw better than Lamar Jackson.
I don't have that answer.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You might not have the answer, but let me tell you what you know.
And I'm not afraid of
it can't be George Kittle's fault. It can't be. Come on,
I
dude.
wonder how many people would agree with you, Steiny. Seriously, how many people? No, well, we had this before the overrun, but I'm talking. How many people would blame him?
Blame who?
Kittle. Like, give him some responsibility.
I give him a third of responsibility.
Wow.
He gets a third. Garoppolo gets a third, and Shanahan gets a third.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know why he's not getting.
How can you not get the ball to a tight end? Please.
Because you got a quarterback that you
or maybe you have a tight end that's ineffectual.
I'll tell you what. This is what I do know. If they're going to start winning, he's got to be a part in the passing game. I'll leave it there. He's got to be a part. Them days of you winning and him blocking, they're done.
Now, interestingly,
what you got?
You know, that's easy to say. But of the last 7 games, take out the one this year. That's 6 games last year. I mean, they were on a run.
Okay.
And he wasn't putting up big numbers.
I'm gonna
say they can win games without him putting up big numbers.
Here I go, dear Guru, the DVR. The Dallas Cowboy playoff game and the Ram NFC Championship game. George Kittle, mainly the Rams, was running wide open early in that game, and that would have been a touchdown. Jimmy overthrew him. And I know you laugh like, it's one of dude, games. They take on the character of big made plays and plays that are missed. George Kittle, that was a touchdown. He didn't get that. Did he go whining after and it was a L? No, he had his quarterback's back. But Steiny, I'm letting you know he was running. We watch Ayuk against Dallas in a playoff game. The world's watching. Wide open. Jimmy overthrows him. Last week, Deebo Samuel. And the worst part about that, Jimmy looked his way. I don't know why it didn't come out. It was a touchdown. So Kyle doesn't even get the credit for calling a great play. It's just like, but
it's not a great play if you cannot execute.
They drafted another quarterback because Kyle is probably hearing what I'm saying and said, Daryl, that's why we went out and tried to kick this dude to the curb. I'm saying it's the quarterback now more than the coach, why Kyle's not getting the ball and why Jimmy's not using the tight end. Maybe he's not, I don't know. Maybe he can't see, I don't know. But it is uncanny, and I think now there's a parallel to why this offense is on the side of a milk carton. Man. I rest my case, Your Honor. Like, it ain't George Kittle. You're free to go.
Hell no, it's not George Kittle.
George Kittle, you are free to go, but Jimmy and Kyle, sentencing coming soon. And hopefully tonight you can do something about it.
Favorites.
Oh, yeah, please.
You have your favorites, and they cannot be criticized. God forbid.
Round Table Pizza's a favorite.
Get open, George Kittle. Seriously.
I'm going to look tomorrow, PFF. You know how they judge. Some people hate it.
Right, and you know what? And this is it. If you see he's running wide open,
stop it.
God forbid that'll be an indictment on Shanahan.
You hear Aikman and Buck tonight talk about Kittle tonight. and the
I
adjectives
don't
they
care
use.
how they talk about
Well,
Kittle.
'cause he's a
because
player.
I've watched Kittle more than they've watched Kittle. I've watched each of his last 7 games when he's been a non-factor.
That is
I'm
an
not
indictment.
going on
That
3
is
years
not the
ago.
player. It's not the player.
Here's the other thing. Maybe he's wearing down because of how physical he's been his entire career. Maybe that's why he's been getting banged up a little bit. Guy takes punishment. Maybe he's on the downside of his career.
He's such a big target in the red zone.
And how old's
When was the
Kittle now?
When was I don't know. When was the last fade you saw to Kittle?
20.
Or were they dude, he's still not 30?
Hey, George Kittle's got a birthday coming up. October 9th. He's going to be 29. George Kittle. Huh, how about that?
Well, he is coming off injury.
How about that? What's new?
Well,
You can pretty much say that about a lot of 49ers.
Man, Steiny, they need to win tonight in the worst way.
No, they don't. Not in the worst way. See,
And
that's
I just put
hyperbole.
my chicken on it.
That's
yeah. Look at you,
We'll
like
root for the Rams now. I've told you about the way I feel when you guess like this. I can't support it. I can't support you guessing like
please.
this.
It's a feel. Dude, the Rams.
I just want Guru to lose money for some reason.
Wow, dude, we know the reason.
Why?
You don't like me to be happy. Anything
I don't
else?
like you to, no, I don't like you to be rich.
Steiny, I told you.
I don't
No,
care
but
if
look
you're
at
happy.
you. I bought you a beer on your birthday. Come on.
When?
At the old ship. Remember I bought you a soda? I said, I got his. Oh, now I'm hurt. You said the other day on air you remember now. It's all right. Yeah. But I ain't the type of dude to do nice things and then want cameras around. I just brought it up.
How much we got, Evan?
Guys, we got about 1 minute here.
Oh, good.
60 seconds.
Okay.
By the way, I bought Steiny a beer on his birthday, Guru.
Well, that was after you were tardy. I was there early.
He wasn't tardy.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't there when I was there.
He's like a Dodger fan. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, no, that I get.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Who do Ratto and Damon have coming up? Probably the playmaker, I would think.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
look
playmaker,
at
4:15.
4:15, Michael Irvin. And,
He'll be in a good
last
mood.
call. Come down to the Hilton Santa Clara. Tailgating here. And the people are out and about. 49er fans, if you're coming to the game. Once again, the Hilton Santa Clara is the place to be. Drinks, beer, food, DJs, everything under the sun. How much we got now, Evan?
We got 20 seconds. Also, Larry Kruger will be stopping by in the 4 o'clock hour, 4:45 with Damon and Ratto.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, let's see if George Kittle can get open tonight.
Kittle down
And
the
maybe
middle.
even, heaven forbid, catch a ball. I got Kittle over 1.5 catches
Look
tonight.
at you.
Big night for him coming up.